This is international soccer celebrity Chris Doran, and you're listening to ACES Radio.
Now, shall we begin?
You are now listening to an altogether less fashionable variety of soccer podcast. Broadcasting live from the capital city of Columbus, Ohio. Welcome to
ACES Radio.
I got the new wings with the zebra flavor sauce.
I've given this no thought whatsoever.
Hashtag probably riding cock.
They're in your face, they're a little different. I think it's super cool. I love them. Jane, you ignorant slut.
Hold on to your butts.
Now, here are your hosts, Morgan Hughes, John Zidar, and Darby Schnarpus.
Oh, yeah, baby. Ignorant sluts, shitlords, and celebrity fans alike. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, it's already too late. You are tuned in to the latest, the lamest, and possibly last episode of ACES Radio. It's a Buffalo Bills podcast only. Coming up tonight on the program, Cruisers FC start off 2019 in style, taking on New York Red Bulls this weekend at Crew Stadium. The panel will discuss cracking the code. Tonight it makes its triumphant return as we try to decipher what the Columbus Dispatch means when it prints words. Manballs are backdrabs, and they're thrown about as liberally as ever. I welcome you back to the show, my friend, in that trash jersey, and I remind you to vote for me for President of Ohio. Then on segment 2, the rarest of all rare treats, as a celebrity guest, unlike any other, which we don't mean as a compliment, stops by the show. Jacob Myers is here, bitches. He's the new crew beat reporter for the Dispatch. What's his favorite sandwich? I don't know. Maybe you tune in to find out. Then on segment 3, we head live on Periscope for your hot takes, a.k.a. the battle for the grand prize and sweet mother of God. A logjam at the top of the standings this week, fellas, as users A, B, C, D, E, F, and One World Citizen return to battle for hot take supremacy. Prediction scores, prediction updates, Cruisers versus Metro Stars, Hang On Tour, the Axe Attack War, and so much fucking more. Brought to you as always by benevolent corporate overlord sponsors, Blood and Urine, and broadcasting live from the beautiful front room here at Endeavor Brewing Company. My name is the continuing champion, Morgan Hughes, a.k.a. Officer Carol Seaver. And I'm joined, as always, by AAA, the absentee amateur artist himself, Captain Jean-Luc, the wet boy Zidar, and everyone's favorite Agent Ruin, Darby, the 40-year-old man-child Schnarfus. Fellas, mapanches, lads from different dads, brothers from different mothers, and amigos, de Guillermo. Welcome to Season 4.
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh, hey, Drabs.
Do you know what we're doing?
No.
We're introducing a show for the next Columbus Crew season.
Ah.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
there's a game and stuff, and it's in Columbus. It's not anywhere else other than in Columbus.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
How you been, pal?
You know, I'm great. Met Ags Attack the other day.
Ew, why?
He accosted me at the season kickoff party.
Oh, did he come down for that?
Oh, yeah. He's like, hey, do you know who I am? I'm like, how the fuck would I know? Of course, we all get that now. It's like, hey, how's it going? Hey, you. What's up, buddy guy?
Oh, my God. John Zidar, welcome to the program. Sean Sitar.
Oh, yeah, I'm here as well. Thank
Yeah.
Hey, John, how are you doing?
What a great. Speaking
Season
of
4, the season that never was meant to be.
That's right.
Speaking of John Zidar and speaking of the season kickoff party yesterday, somebody came up and asked me to sign the back of their jersey. It was like a Save the Crew jersey or whatever. Like, and you know, normally I'm like, no, absolutely not. But Tobias had already done it, and I was like, what a piece of shit. So I was like, yes, I'll do it. And then I signed it, John Zidar.
The back of it? It's all black on the back.
There was like the white part or whatever.
The numbers?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like, if you get accused of being like a fame whore or celebrity fan, like, know that I signed your death warrant. Yeah.
Great.
It was great. And then it was bad. So what was Ags Attack doing? He got engaged recently,
enjoying
right?
the night like everyone else.
Yeah, he was wandering around reveling. As
I talked to
believe
him
we
as
all
well.
were.
Did he avoid you?
I don't know. I was pretty drunk, John. I don't remember
Oh,
most
were
of that.
you?
I dropped my
I
drunk.
only saw
my
you
God.
that one time in the line when you were making that creepy face, and that was it.
Yeah, I stared at you pretty hard.
Yeah, those bartenders, they were having a good night too.
Oh, no shit, dude. I usually at that kind
you
of
seemed
event.
pretty toasted when you came up to me. I was like, oh, it's drunk Darby.
Yeah, I was in full-on hug mode at that point.
You know how like normally at that kind of event they have like those plastic pourers that like give you like 1/8 of 1 ounce of liquor. So I was like, I'll take a double bourbon and ginger ale, and the girl's like filling it up almost to the brim.
Right in your face.
Yeah, it was
She's like, here's the bottle, and then she just gave a couple of drops of ginger ale.
It was like a 16
Not
ounce
their alcohol.
of liquor. It was incredible. We have 4 pieces of housekeeping, lads, before we get into the meat.
It's gonna be the 2020 season before he goes.
Welcome back to Season 5 of ACES Radio.
Potatoes of ACES Radio. First and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to my boy, Robert Kraft. What a true rough laugh. Oh my God. You want to talk about getting a DP, Drabs? Oh, this guy.
Oh, my.
Holy shitballs, Robert Kraft got arrested for soliciting a prostitute. And
But you know what? It's fine. Like, if
Yeah.
he wants to do that, that's fine. But maybe don't do it with people who are being held against their will.
Well, see, I bring it up because like
Fucking nasty bastard.
as I understand it, there's like not going to be any human trafficking charges brought up.
yeah.
So this is like a consensual sex worker and a dude who's like, want to fuck? And she's like, yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, but there's still just like not great details that come out that like his one trip it lasted exactly 14 minutes from the minute he walked in the door to the minute he walked out. Where it's like, you went in.
Say he went twice or something?
Yeah, he went twice in 2 days. Like he couldn't get enough the first time and came back.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, dude.
14 minutes. Okay, so like, first of all, welcome to everyone who hasn't listened to ACES Radio before. Here's where we talk about blowjobs. 14 minutes?
Right. That's like
for
literally
you, pal.
walking in the door to walking out the door. So you figure
Let me
there's like
smash.
moving clothes, saying hi, laying down.
Yeah, what are we talking?
paying.
What are we thinking? Like maximum amount of sex time?
I mean, maybe 8 minutes.
Okay, that's.
Oh, man.
I feel like that's
Easy.
generous.
That's a lot.
I was gonna say 4.
Well, it depends on how fast he is with his wallet, among other things.
That's pretty dang cool.
But yeah,
Well, I mean,
so
if he's that rich and going to those kinds of places, he's obviously real fast with that
he's
wallet.
like, I got mine. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was disgusting.
Good for him.
You know what? Congrats.
Yeah.
His old dick still works.
Yeah, dude.
That's-
When I'm 127, I hope I'm able to go to the Springs of Asia or whatever it was called. and-
I'm also really grossed out because I just remembered your usual joke, which is like,
Yes.
are you my grandson?
Yes, thank you. I was about to say.
Which
big
now I'm
props to
picturing
Morgan.
him looking down and going, are you my grandson?
I like applesauce. I'm Robert Kraft. Are you Tom Brady?
Oh, actually, it probably was Tom Brady.
That's very funny. We'll laugh about that in a second. I knew it. I knew that. Second piece of housekeeping. Want to give a big shout out to the newest participants in the hashtag podcast wars, and that is 321pod. That is hosted by celebrity shitlords Mike Burkle, Steve Williams, and Rich Uncle Skeleton. My boy Rich Uncle Skeleton, Sean. He's got a new show. I listened to the first episode. It's pretty good.
Did you have any idea what was going on? Because I had no fucking idea what was going on. There were like references to anime and shit, and I was like,
I have already muted the Twitter account. I'm not even joking. It's so. I'm sorry. I love all those guys, but it's so obnoxious with 3 of you tweeting from it. It was like my entire feed. I couldn't fucking. I wasn't even following it. And it was my entire feed. I was just like, nope, can't handle it.
There's one part on episode 1 where Evan, a.k.a. Rich Uncle Skeleton, is like, oh, I'm too old to understand that reference. I'm like, you're only
12.
making references that I don't understand. What the fuck are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and
give them a listen.
So which
They're
one?
good.
Who is who over there?
Well, see, again, that's another thing.
Like
is
which one of them is you, and which one of them is me, and which one of them is Darby?
Mike is like the main guy.
Mike is like the guy.
Yeah,
like,
he's
Mike
like
would
the
be in
host,
my
the
role,
prime host.
and
Okay.
I think
And
Drabs would be Evan, and you would be Steve.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, because Steve has like I think some measure of actual soccer knowledge as opposed
Right.
to the other two shitlords.
A little
so
bit.
yeah, so that's basically you.
Cool.
Yeah, and
And episode
Mike-
2 has come out. I haven't listened to it because it's garbage and trash.
right, yeah. If you want to hear somebody who really enjoys laughing, Mike Burkle.
Oh my
really,
God.
he will laugh at anything.
Those
So,
country
like,
hens cluck at each other more than anything I've ever
it's so
fucking heard. There's so
fantastic.
much laughing.
It was like an hour and 20 minutes, and probably that last 20 minutes was nothing but Mike laughing.
Boom. So give him a listen. 321pod, available wherever your podcasts are download. Third piece of housekeeping, speaking of Crew podcasts, the entire series of The Cup is now available. John, you were instrumental in making this podcast happen. You did the artwork.
Central. It couldn't have happened without you, from what I've heard.
It could not.
It could have.
It could probably not.
No, it's fine.
There was some guy who
it's
talked,
cool.
I guess.
Tell us what the Cup podcast is and what it was all about.
So the Cup Podcast is a program that is a Jonathan T-Bone Smith production.
Joint.
No, he does. I don't think he smokes joints.
Smoke weed every day.
I don't know. He might. It's something he's been thinking about and crafting for a while now. I originally met with him back in, I think it was November, beginning of November,
when you had nothing better to do.
Yeah, when I had nothing better to do. No, when I was itching for something fun to do. And he had mentioned to me that he was thinking about doing the show, and I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And I'm a really big podcast listener. I listen to lots of podcasts. And one of the things that I've noticed the last year or so is that shows are starting to do this thing where they incorporate visual work with it.
Yeah.
And like shows like Serial does it. Another one that I really...
Pod.
What's that?
No? 321 Pod?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Podcast for Columbus.
They've got that weird scribbly thing. That's great.
I think that's awesome.
But a lot of shows seem to be starting to pick that up, and so I thought that would be a cool aspect to add a little bit more fun flair to the show, and he agreed. So.
Every episode, there are 6 episodes. They're all absolutely fantastic. It is the story of the 2008 Columbus Crew and winning the Cup. Obviously, the title is the Cup, but every episode, John made a unique and specific piece of art for it, and they were right on point. And as always, you're extremely talented, and you knocked it out of the park. So
thank you.
I'm sorry, Shrek.
What
was
Shrek
that?
are you yelling
Jesus
from over
Christ.
there?
Shrek would like your artwork.
That truck just hit something. What was that other noise?
What have you done, Shrek?
Anyways,
There's like a huge ass
That's
White
a-
Castle semi trying to drive.
that thing
down.
came flying in here and then came to a
That's not
real,
gonna work,
Came
dude.
to a real
Oh,
quick
you should
stop.
not be-
by the
My
way.
car is about to get so slammed right now.
Welcome back to the radio.
It's a great show, right?
Yeah.
Great
It's called The
story.
Cup.
I think that I said this on Twitter, but I think it's something that everyone should listen to. Like, you don't need to have been around during that. Honestly, you might enjoy it and appreciate it even more because it's a kind of a fresh telling for you. But it's a great, and of course T-Bone does a great job.
Yeah,
like
he
he's
killed
just he's just a good storyteller.
He really is.
So I'm trying to convince him to do more seasons, but so we'll see.
I think I drunkenly tried to convince him to do a 2002 Ohio State Buckeye football one
Well,
yesterday.
see, that was part of the conversation we had way back when, before anything even started. Was we were talking? I was like, he was kind of using me as like a creative, bounce board or whatever you want to call it.
That's what we call it.
I couldn't think of the
Bounce
word.
board?
Bounce
Foil.
board. We're calling it.
Definitely
Yeah,
foil.
that's it.
Yeah.
You can call me the bounce board.
They call me the bounce board.
Anyways, you know what I mean. And I can't remember even what he was considering calling it, but I was like, if you go with something a little bit more ambiguous, like the Cup, then you can tell other stories.
Yeah.
Not even just like other crew stories that are related to trophy, runs, like the Open Cup or run or Supporters Shield runs that
that's a
we've
good
made.
call.
But you could do other teams, be it in Columbus or like in MLS or whatever. It gives you a lot more flexibility. And so I just think he did such a good job with this one
Absolutely killed
that
it.
he should just, even if it's just another crew story, that'd be great. But if he branches out, I think it'd be fantastic.
What I'll remember of those 6 weeks of these coming out is every Tuesday I just took Gary on the longest walk ever. I immediately downloaded it, listened to it, consumed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
It's nice to finally have a good crew podcast and not trash ones like ain't nobody got time for this. Last piece of housekeeping: go to what's Land Grant Brewing Company's website? What landgrantbrewing.com, is that it? So they're redoing like the Glory beer or whatever, like the crew Lad Party beer.
Yeah.
And you can vote on it. They're going to have one beer each at Ruby Tuesdays, Hendocks, 4th Street, and
Wait,
Old
so it's
North.
still going to be called Glory, but it's going to be a
Yes.
different
Occasionally they're
style?
going to update it. It's cool. I think that's a cool
okay.
idea.
Yeah.
So
and there are 4 very distinct styles
Yeah.
to choose from.
Do you know what they are?
There's a black ale, there's a wheat ale, and there are 2 other things.
2 IPAs.
Because wasn't that originally what it was supposed to be? Wasn't the original plan there was going to be a gold and then a black?
Yeah, I think so.
And then I don't know what
initially,
happened. But
the first time, because I drink a lot of beer, I went through the whole sampling process. They did. They basically, the first time through, I believe they did 2 yellow beers and 2 black beers, and whichever one got the most vote then was the prototype for the second round. So a yellow beer won, and then they had 4 variations of that, and then they voted again.
Oh, so the plan was never to do a dark and a light beer.
Yeah, although they did have
I thought that was the plan too. But
yeah. Well, they wound up doing a black ale last year. I think it might have been called For Columbus or something. But they did another crew-themed beer more recently, which is good because I hate it.
I've been told the background of that once by Justin or Adam or somebody, and I just can't remember it. But that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. I love that they're switching it up.
I think it's cool that So go to landgrantbeer.com or whatever it is.
So you have
/ crew, and then you can vote on which one you want.
But to try them, you have to go to the 4 different bars,
or you can.
Or they
write
also
to
have them at Land Grant after this weekend.
That's right,
I believe.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you can try them at their tap room.
I was on their drinking with the brewers with the.
Yeah, what's this about? Justin told me they had a podcast last night.
They have a podcast.
First I've heard of it.
Beercast. And I was on it today. I performed very poorly. It wasn't great.
So what were you guys doing?
Talking about beer, I guess. I don't know.
Oh,
I kind of made it
chatting.
About,
You weren't like tasting it on air
while-
and then discussing it.
While you enjoy beer as a beverage that can be consumed,
yes.
Would you say you know fuck all about
nothing
anything related to beer?
My first question to them was like, when you say dark beer, now does the darkness come from ink? Is that what it is?
You're more of a liquorman.
Yeah, I'm a liquor boy. They said.
Sounds like they should have gotten Stanklord to be a part
they
of
really
this
should
podcast.
Yep.
Or just like anyone else.
Or just like anybody.
Yes,
but you.
anybody but me. Moving the fuck on. We could talk about the Carolina Challenge Cup, but that is old news.
We won.
Cruisers FC won it again.
The Columbus
3
Challenge
times.
Cup.
Just call it
Come
Columbus
and challenge
Crew.
us.
Wait,
We
is it
dare
even
you.
a challenge? It's just the Columbus Cup
Yeah.
now.
Well,
That's
it's just
it.
like you challenge Columbus.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
But nobody challenged us.
I watched
Really?
Well, they tried, but they were unfortunately didn't live up.
myself and the lad known as Shrek, Mecca. We watched Cruisers FC tie the Battery and then destroy the shitballs off of FC Cincinnati. It was fun. That was fun. Instead of that, we're going to do the ACES Radio 2019 Lad Party preseason prediction contest brought to you by ZZ Boots, Wildman's Leather and Lace. We're going to talk briefly about crew predictions, crew-specific predictions, and we're going to move on to MLS predictions. Then we'll do Cracking the Code. So let's start here, lads. Let's talk about crew predictions. We're going to do 4 things real quick. Goals, assists, comeback player of the year, and most valuable player. Darbs, I'm going to start with you.
Damn it.
Who is now? See, a lot of this is, especially Jossie Zardes on the roster and Federico Higuain as the 10. Like, a lot of these questions are going to be pretty obvious. Like, if you have a dark horse, if you say, I think second place is going to be this guy, and it's going to be you never saw it coming. Feel free to say whatever, whenever. I turn the microphone to you. Who do you predict has the most goals in 2019 for Cruisers FC?
Yeah, I don't think you have an answer other than Jossie Zardes for this one. I know Coach Porter wants to get more production from the wings, which we all want more production from the wings. But he's still your guy. He's going to be the go-to guy. He's working this season on developing his skill set. He got his I just don't want to get fucking injured season out of the way.
Yeah.
And so now he's working on his his turn and his touch and like assisting with his butt and things. So
that's the thing.
I mean, that's going to be him. Like a second place.
See, I think that's the interesting place. Like second place is it if it's
we're doing first and second for these categories.
Just because the first place is such an easy answer.
Let's do it.
If a winger is second place, then we're going to have a really good season. If it's Federico Higuain,
that's assuming that both those numbers are high.
It's also very true.
Right? Like it could be for exactly. Like
Oh, God. See, I'm not even convinced the wingers who start the season are going to be the ones finishing the season. I don't fucking know who's going to be second.
Roasted.
It wouldn't shock me if Nico Hansen is actually second on the team in goals by the time the season's over. I will say that. I think he is your first guy off the bench. He could start a number of games probably on the left-hand side, Justin.
I think number 2 tells you whether or not you're in trouble. Like if second place in goal scored is like Will Trapp, you're in trouble. You're in fucking trouble. John Zidar, who's going to lead the team in goals in 2019?
It's going to be my boy Giassi Zidardes.
Gianzi Zidardes.
John Yassi Zidardes is going to be
that
scoring
is the
all
most
the
complicated Twitter name ever.
It's the only way that Jarvis refers to you.
Yeah, he only calls me that now.
He's like, hey, what's Gianzi Zidardes up to?
I started to back up. He's at 3 preseason goals right now.
Yeah, dude, he had 2 against FC Cincinnati.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah,
number
he's
2?
the obvious number 1. But I think that the number 2 for me is, I feel very strongly about this. It's going to be the farewell tour for Pippa Higuain, and he's going to come in second. I think he's just
Like, how many goals do you think in that context?
9,
9. How many of those are PKs?
maybe 2.
Wow. Okay. Run and play
Jesus,
goals.
I think we're going to see a reborn Higuain.
Yeah.
If the wingers are dangerous, it could open him up for some good chances. I will say that.
Yeah.
Open him up. That's what I always ask. I always say, open that boy up.
That's it.
I'm
I
ready
like
to want
I
him.
like your second place though. I do like that.
So
would
I
love to
say
see
John Yancy Zadardes as well for number 1, and I say Federico Higuain for 2. I've seen nothing out of our wingers that leads me to believe that they have literally fucking anything in their tank. Pedro Sanchez
That
had a
Santos
goal.
goal was really, really nice.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of shit that like I've been alluding to, saying like he's got it in there.
Yes.
It's just a matter of like making it happen.
I mean, the one where the pass wasn't actually intended to him, and he just knocked it down.
I don't know who
and
that
hit
pass
it.
was intended
It
to.
was Hector. It was not intended
who
for
were you
anyone.
passing it to?
He's like,
Hector.
"Me, I got it.
I think it was supposed to be to Higuain, but there were like 17
I think it was
fucking
supposed to be a
defenders.
cross.
I'm
And he
just-
shanked the shit out of it.
Yeah. I'm just shocked he didn't fall down when the ball hit his leg.
Yeah. Regardless, that was a disgusting
Yeah.
goal. Yeah.
Two things about that. Like that, he had another disgusting goal last year at the Carolina Challenge Cup, and it led to fucking
Sanch
nothing.
did?
Yeah, nothing in the regular season.
Why does your brain have space for preseason goals?
I don't know. Well, because my brain has room for Pedro Sanchez goals, and there's only been a couple.
There's nothing filling that space. Yeah.
So I also would. I think that I know that we're not doing this as a thing, but like dark horse to have a great year. Obviously, Pedro Sanchez. It's the last year of his contract. He's done fuck all his entire time here, and he's the highest paid player in franchise history. So what is he going to do? He's going to have a good season and make us think about possibly bringing him back. That's what's going to happen.
How old is he now? Is 30?
He plays like a fucking 11-year-old.
Is he that old?
I thought he was like
I feel
28.
he's probably like 17, but he just looks 40.
He looks like a Russian ice dancer, as they say on the streets. Okay, let's go to assists. Assists, Drabs leading the team
30.
in 2019.
He'll be 31 in about a month and a half.
Pedro Sanchez. Leading the team in assists this year, Drabs.
I'm going to say you're going to have this is my my hot take. I think you're going to have maybe 3 guys tied for lead in the assists. I think they're going to be more spread out this season. I think it's going to be like Pedro and Higuain and maybe Waylon Francis. Actually, I would love to see that happen because I feel like we've seen he's still got the leg to be able to get a ball.
What did he have in 2015? Like 7 or 8?
At least 6, yeah. I mean, I could see 3 guys being tied with like 5 or 6 assists.
He already got 1. He's got a preseason assist.
Those don't count.
I'm just saying, like, if
he's got.
if we're going off what little we know and we've
Yeah.
seen, these are the people who are doing the things.
And
I
what
think
Caleb Porter said about him at the Sporter Summit? He was like, I thought Waylon Francis was like a top 5 left back in the league, and when Seattle got him when I was in Portland, I was like, what the fuck? Like they gave up nothing for him. How come we weren't going after him?
Mm-hmm.
So Caleb values Waylon Francis.
I mean, that was like the most
heavily.
casual, like little lob assist ever.
Yeah,
he just like dinked it and like just turned and walked away. Like it was barely even in the net, and he was like, "I did it."
Yeah,
he's
That's
got
what I
a
do.
great touch on the ball, especially on the run. And
all right, so you
he's
say
probably got
what?
something-
Who?
I think it's a 3-way
3
tie.
people?
Yeah,
With how many each?
like I said, I would say probably 5 or 6 assists apiece.
I don't like that. All right, Sean Sitar, assist leader in 2019.
The Higuain farewell tour continues.
Yeah.
Yep. Double digits, obviously.
Really?
Yeah.
He hasn't had a
12. I'll give
double-digit
it
assist
12.
season, I don't think.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has.
I thought he had
to.
9 goals and 10 assists last year or something.
Okay. We'll look and see.
Look
Other
it up,
than last
Drabby.
year, he has not done it.
John's got his phone. I'm too lazy.
I say Federico Higuain in first place with 10 assists, and
you want my
shockingly,
number 2?
Pedro Sanchez, I'm going to say, has 7 assists.
My number 2 is Robinho.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
Merrim was
Look at
0. Merrim was
You
0.
got that
if anything.
look. John's like, yeah, that was some big dick energy.
You're unless he got. I don't have. Okay, I was just looking at this because this has his goals and assists on it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have 2017 or 2018 on it. But he didn't. His first 5 seasons weren't double digit assists.
Yeah, it's just he's consistently.
But he's got a lot of
assister.
Yeah, but he's had 2 double digit goal seasons.
Yeah, so you figure he's
double digit jack off.
I mean, he's in the 50-50 club, but like by a small margin. So over 5 seasons or whatever, that's actually more than 5 seasons.
Yeah, this is like his.
So on average,
this would be his. He got here in 2012, so this would be his
and that was
9th
partial
year,
season,
right?
Yeah.
12,
So,
13,
no,
14, 15,
It was a
16,
partial
17,
season
18,
his first
19.
year.
Yeah, I guess 8.
Because Merrim's been here
7.5.
9. Thank Christ. All right, let's move on to comeback player of the year. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be someone who is hurt, but this is someone who, making a bigger impact this year than they had last year specifically. So we go to you, Drabs. Who's your quote-unquote comeback player of the year?
I mean, the easy option here is Gaston Sorrow, of course. It's really looking like he's going to be the guy, and Caleb Porter has already said he doesn't really want much in the way of rotation at center back. So if he's on the field, he's going to be the dude, and that's a great comeback story in general because I think we all wondered what he could have been. Like without that missing season and a half of injury.
Right. Like Greg said, a couple times, when Gaston was on the field, like no one scored against us.
Yeah. I mean, he's a
Portland.
boss out there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is Pedro an option in this context just after having a couple of shit-ass years? Is it calling it a comeback if he... I don't know what it takes
Don't you
for
have
him.
been here to come back from?
Like... Is a 7-goal and 7-assist season, is that comeback of the year for him? Because that's like, 7-tupling his goal output.
Yeah.
So I could see that being a thing.
All right, so Drab says Gaston Sorrow and then Pedro Sanchez. Sean Sitar.
Justin Merrim. He's proven that he can do the things that we want both him and Pedro to do, and Pedro hasn't. So I think it's more likely that he has.
Now, is that counting
form.
just his crew time, or are you looking at the entirety of that season and determining his level of garbageness?
Wasn't really great in Orlando either. So.
Yeah, oh no, he was worse in Orlando. I would say.
I mean, I'm just thinking like I'm coming at this as who was as just solely from their last year.
Right.
And I think Merrim has the biggest upside to improve. I guess.
Shit, Lord.
I like Sorrow, but I think that it'll be easy. It'll be easier to tell. It's easier to tell when people have comeback seasons when they're offensive players, right?
Sure, you have
Because
statistics.
there's statistics that show it. And so I think it'll be hard to quantify at the end of the season. And so for that, I'll give Pedro my second place one, just because I think it'll be easier to tell. But I mean, if Sorrow's starting every game,
yeah. And if they have like a top 3 defense in the league? Is that enough?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, even lacking.
I mean, but our defense was good. Our defense was really good last year. Mm-hmm. So I don't know anything other than like being the best defense, right? Like because we're returning 2 of the 2.5 because Sorrow was playing, so he was responsible for some of that best defense performance.
Yeah,
Mensah and Awful obviously coming back; they're fully responsible for that.
In the same way that Mensah could have been argued was the comeback player of the year last year because of his performance the year before.
He absolutely was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Zardes, you can't really take it away from him, but
yeah. I mean, he's the
any
MLS
other year
comeback of the year, but as a crew comeback player of the year, I think we're all on the same page. I'm going to echo what Drab said, except in reverse. I'm going to go Pedro Sanchez 1 because I do believe he's going to predictably have a good year, the year that we are like fucking finally getting rid of him. And then Gaston Sorrow 2. Like John said,
if he has a good first half of the season, you could sell him.
That's what I was just gonna say. Can I? I know you don't have a piggyback thing here, but can I offer that up?
We're gonna go ahead and let you do that.
If he does perform well, what do you want to do with him?
Go away. Go away.
You just want to still get rid of him.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. The same thing we did with Ethan Finley. Sell when people think that he's good. Mm-hmm. And listen, Todd, relax. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like.
He said we'll sell when he is good. He was good.
Yes, Ethan Finley was a best 11.
It's no one's fault but Ethan's that he sucked after he left.
Damn right. Ty and Kai Kamara. Okay, last thing we're going to talk about on Crew specific before we move on to MLS predictions is team most valuable player. We go to you first, Drolby Scrinface.
Higuain, I think. We are counting down. Is this his last season? Is it next to last? I mean, he's definitely in year-by-year mode now. I think he 100% still has it. I think he's got what it takes to be a really good number 10 in this league. And as long as he's healthy, he is the engine that runs everything. So I think he's your guy.
All right, Sean Sitar.
The Higuain farewell tour culminates in him winning team MVP.
All right. Let's make it 3 in a row. I'm also saying Freddie Ballkicker, or as Massive Report would say, Frederico Higuain. But I do not believe this is his farewell tour. I think that he's coming back for another year.
The thing that really concerns me is I feel like he is one, like, not even like really severe, but one like moderate injury away from
like a hernia
it being over.
He has had what
that was
hamstring issues.
That was 2 years ago, right? He was on the right side of 30 then, right? Because he's 32 now, right? So he would have been
34 now.
I think he was 30. I thought he was 34.
Oh,
yeah, I think he's 34 now. But
okay,
but still, I mean that injury knocked him out for over half a season, right? And he wasn't
34,
really.
My bad.
Yeah, he
but
wasn't.
Still,
he struggled when he came back.
34 is now we're now going.
Sure.
We're now reaching like ancient in soccer.
Yeah, his health is something that you have to.
A lot of people are calling him the Derby of the Crew.
Yeah, exactly. I'm one fall away from being gone forever.
But really, right?
We got our fingers crossed.
Those injuries that you might consider not that big of a deal for a 28-year-old are a much bigger deal for a 34, 35-year-old. And if something like that happens, then it may not be his choice to be done anymore.
Sure. Good point.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Moving on to MLS predictions, we're going to do Golden Boot, we're going to do MVP, we're going to predict who's going to win U.S. Open Cup, who's going to win the Supporter Shield, who are going to be the East and Western Conference champions, who's going to play in MLS Cup, and who's going to win the previously mentioned MLS Cup. Drabs, we're going to start with you. Golden Boot, who's going to do that? Who's going to have the most lad points?
Oh, God, I hate this. I fucking hate this. Okay, so I think Joseph Martinez is going to fall way off without Almiron around. I actually think Almiron was a lot more dangerous and made Martinez a better guy. So I'm not looking for back-to-back. I hate saying this, but I think fucking Ibrahimovic is probably going to get it with a full season and without Ola there poaching goals off of him.
Is Ola gone?
He's in the... I don't know if it's finalized, but he's going to China.
Yeah. I like how none of us know any teams in China. So like, well, he's been sold to China, the country. Yeah.
They own him now.
Yeah.
What team doesn't matter?
Right.
Yeah. No, I think that ponytail motherfucker probably scores 25 goals over the course of the season.
All right.
Takes the Golden Boot.
Don't mess with his Leighton, as they say. Sean Sitar, your goals. Who's a Golden Boot boy?
Yeah, I agree. Clocking in with an impressive 90% of the LA Galaxy's goals. It's not any Ibrahimovic.
No shit. I'm gonna say Joseph Martinez. Until that dude. First of all, I think that
he's inhuman.
Yeah,
I mean
he's a fucking freak, and it takes a lot for me to not pick Bradley Wright Phillips like I did last year. But
do you want to know why I didn't pick? The only reason I didn't pick him,
yes,
is because I would bet he gets sold in summer.
Why didn't he get sold in this offseason, incidentally? Like, why was there not a huge-ass market for him?
I think there was. I think there was in Mexico and in the Argentinian league.
So didn't he say he wanted to stay, though? I mean, like...
He did.
Is that what he means, or
he
is
did,
it just...
but maybe he wanted to stay because he didn't like the
offers?
The locations, right?
Okay.
I think... what just happened to his teammate, he went to Newcastle, and he's already tearing it up. He's already looking really good. So come August, when all those teams are trying to make last-minute additions before their next season starts, they're seeing what Almiron's doing.
What if he falls off this season, though?
Then he's not winning the Golden Boot either. So
well, okay, that's true. Right, okay.
But I really think that he'll still be good, but I just don't think he'll be here the whole time.
All right, fair. MVP of the league, Drabs, we go to you.
Shit. League MVP, it's going to be an offensive player because that's all we vote for. I'll actually say Wayne Rooney because I think DC United, while Ibrahimovic may get the Golden Boot. I don't think Galaxy finish especially well. I think DC United's a real fucking threat this year. They're probably. I wouldn't be shocked to see him top 3 in the East, and it's because of him. So I'll say Rooney.
Sean Sitar.
That feels like a good name. But if Ibrahimovic gets the Golden Boot and LA makes the playoffs, I think it's him.
Even if they sneak in at like 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got an issue on their hands.
I don't
They
know.
have 4 designated players, as does Dallas, I believe. My notes that I wrote down earlier say Joseph Martinez, so I'll stick with that. It doesn't really fucking matter. Like, fuck teams that aren't the Columbus Crew. Who cares? Moving on. Let's predict who's going to win what. This is when the butter is made, as they say in the industry. Drabs, this is when the butter happens. So, U.S. Open Cup. Who's going to win it? Back to you, Drabs.
Some middle tier shit ass team in the East, probably the Union.
The Union will no doubt play for it.
Frankly, I don't. We can toss coins when it comes to the Open Cup because it's just some random ass shit.
Yeah.
One-off tournament like that, yeah.
All right, this is like the only prediction we're making that's not based on starting rosters.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like how good are some combination of their starters, their depth, and their schedule.
I believe that the Philadelphia, which you're predicting the Philadelphia Union to win it, but they've been there for 27 straight years in the finals. Even before they existed, Philly has been to the finals and lost every single one of them. Sean Sitar, the wet boy. You were U.S. Open Cup champion in 2019.
I'm gonna guess the Sportmans.
Not a bad prediction there. They're going to be good. As usual, my name is Morgan Hughes, and I'm going to predict the Columbus Crew to win the U.S. Open Cup. That's fucking right, Andy Stanky.
I would love for it to be true.
He was just a sexy baby trophy, and you took him to the moon. Why? He was just a boy. Caleb Porter has spoken specifically about he's here to win trophies, and he said, and he specifically talked about the U.S. Open Cup. So,
I would love for it to be true.
I'm never more angry about anything than I am when we fail in the U.S. Open Cup. It is my yearly outrage.
Well, here's my thing, though. I'll be okay with not winning the Open Cup as long as we fucking beat Chicago. As long as we go to Bridgeview and win, everything else will be gravy.
All right. So saith the Drellby Scrinfaceman. Supporter Shield. For those of you who just started paying attention to MLS, that is the team with the most points during the regular season. It is the winner of the Supporter Shield. Yeah, whatever, Shrek. Darby Schnarf, your Open Cup champion.
No, Supporter Shield.
That's what I said.
Winner.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to go with John's favorite team. I'm going to say Sporting wins the Shield this year. Even though they're going to have to deal with CCL bullshit and maybe a little bit of a rough start to the season.
Yep.
I think they run away with the West and in some really subpar competition, and the East we cannibalize each other because it's fucking
East
hard to
is
win.
Strong.
And so they sneak through with a lot of points.
All right, Sean Sitar, the Wetness, your Supporter Shield winning team.
Man, I think it's probably Kansas. I agree. I really
that you say Kansas. I hate it. Every time you do it, I fucking hate it.
Why?
I just hate it. It's Kansas City.
Okay, well, Kansas is going to win it.
I hate it.
The Red Bulls could take it again, I think. I don't know. Atlanta almost had it.
Losing
They
Tyler
gave it up in the last day. So I don't know.
You
but
hate
Atlanta,
to see it.
Atlanta doesn't look
hate
like.
to see it. Yeah, I think they drop off this year.
Yeah, they're already dropping off a bit in the preseason.
Yeah.
So,
no.
I don't think they're going to be as solid as people may be expecting them to be.
All right, you're saying who do you say?
It's Kansas.
Kansas, great, Kansas. Yep, we
The
love
Jayhawks.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna go. What was that? Columbus Crew
Jayhawk?
Eagle? Oh no, I'm gonna go with LAFC. Drabs. I like your line of thinking. About
Winning the
Kansas
Shield?
City. Yeah, and here's why. You're right. The East is super strong, and it's there are a lot of teams that are just going to beat the shit out of each other. I hope we're one of them. And I think that Kansas City is the best team in the West, but they have Champions League to deal with, and getting out of the gate strong is important. I think that you could say Seattle, you could say DC is certainly going to put a run together. The Crew are going to be whatever. Red Bulls, Atlanta. I'm just picking LAFC because fuck you. That's why.
Oh, God, I just noticed you're wearing your fucking name badge from the lunch today.
I forgot to take it off.
I conveniently forgot to take off this giant name badge from the
sorry.
the fancy business lunch we all went to.
Best friends brunch. It was great, John. Okay,
That was
let's.
some delicious
We did this
He
last
wasn't
year.
at my table. I don't know where he was.
I was sitting next to Droby.
Yeah, we were at...
No, I knew where all of you were. I decided where you were sitting.
So
Except for you.
we did this last year. We said East-West champs, and I think, John, you were like, well, does that mean like who's going to be an MLS Cup or who's going to be the top point getter in each conference? Let's say
What did we do?
I think we said top point getter, and then we said who's going to be the MLS Cup
One of
participants.
those would be the...
I would like to stick with that.
Okay,
Simply
let's do
just
that.
because the playoffs are just so.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So, Drabs, who's going to win the East? Who's going to win the West as far as point totals
Okay,
go?
so I established that Sporting Kansas City would win the West by winning the Supporter Shield. In the East, I'm not gonna bet against Red Bull until we see something happen. I think they've got a really strong team. Bradley Wright Phillips hasn't fallen off the age cliff yet, and if we believe Higuain's got another year, I got to believe that he's got another year. So.
All right. Fantastic. Sean Sitar, Darby went with the exact same teams that won both conferences last year.
Yeah, I'll have what he's having.
Your prediction. Same things?
Yep.
All right.
I love going first because I look like the smart one. John's like, I agree with all that.
I'm switching it up. I'm going LAFC in the West, of course, and Atlanta United in the East. And
that's going out on a fucking limb. Way to go.
My fucking goal or my supporter shield says LAFC in my notes, but my Western Conference champion says Sporting Kansas City.
I did give you credit for your show prep this week.
Thank you.
I hereby rescind that.
I appreciate your man balls drops. Okay, let's two last things, and then we're going to move on to cracking the code. Who's going to be playing for MLS Cup drafts, and who is going to win MLS Cup?
Okay, so now we're getting who wins the East and West in the playoffs.
That's right.
Okay. The logical part of me says not Columbus Crew, but Columbus Crew are going to be in the East.
You get
Yellow Beach,
I think
Columbus Crew.
a solidly good team with a couple extra wrinkles this season could actually sneak up on some people.
You lent them some of your wrinkles?
Yeah, I have plenty to spare. In fact, I gave them a couple from my nutsack.
Oh, great.
Jesus.
Yeah. Those are the most powerful wrinkles.
Those are some deep crevices right there.
Gross. That's what that smell is.
No!
Jacob's like, why am I here?
No! God, please, no!
Who's coming out of the West? I think I picked
I mean,
Seattle last year, and I think I'm going to go with them again. They're one of those teams that they get hot right at the right time at the end of the season.
Yep.
They can do sneaky things in the playoffs.
Didn't
let's
you
go
pick Kansas
Seattle.
to win the Shield?
Don't say
Yeah.
Kansas, please.
But you're not
Damn
picking
it.
them to make it to the Cup?
No.
Really? Okay.
All right.
And these
Darby
things
says
happen.
Sounders versus
Crew.
Oh.
The Chad Marshall Cup.
Hate week. Love it. Hat week. Sean Sitar, your MLS Cup. Who's going to win?
God damn it. Columbus Crew are going to win MLS Cup.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you suck my balls, Seattle. You suck them long and you suck
Yep.
them hard.
I just fanboyed the fuck out.
He was just a boy. He was just a sexy baby.
I'm not proud of what I just predicted, but fuck it.
John
It's a
Sitar,
podcast.
your participants and your champions.
My participants are Kansas and Georgia.
All right, this is great. Who's winning?
Kansas.
Fuck you.
You know what I'd love, though? Wouldn't it be great to have a Portland Crew final? Wouldn't that be fun?
No.
With all the just different storylines that are there.
I don't want
Any
that.
local journalist would they would do naughty things. in their
Viciously
pants.
nodding his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, as well, am predicting Atlanta United versus Sporting Kansas City, John.
Who are they? Which league are they in?
Though I am going to take Atlanta as MLS Cup champions again. And that is and that's it. That's we've now done our. So no, at the end of this season, we're going to go back to this, and whoever predicts the most accurate is going to get no points,
Get no benefit whatsoever.
but you will have the respect of Shrek.
Can I get
He's
points
just really
instead?
teeing it up so that if he's winning, we can't come back.
Shrek shaking his head.
Since
He
we got,
clearly is not going to
since
respect
got
any
good,
of us.
We got good. We predicted well last last year.
Oh, I think I won that as well. John, what if I told you there was a cure for the scourge that is predicting well?
I'd say you're it.
That's right, Sean. They say the only cure for the scourge that is predicting well is our knowledge.
And now,
Yeah, it's knowledge.
an ACES radio exclusive.
What does it all mean, Panther?
Cracking the code. They say it.
Everything we do is for the city.
What?
We explain it.
Who we are is for the city.
I understand you.
You reap the benefits.
What? They speak English and what? What? English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Yeah!
And it's all for Columbus.
For Columbus, indeed. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls alike, to another edition of Cracking the Code,
Which is going to be called Caleb Splanections. But John Zadar doesn't reply to text messages in a timely fashion. Back to you, Ralph.
Friends of the Ralph Shadell Show can save 10% on purchases over $25 using promo code. Get ready for this. Write it down. Super hard. Ralph.
Fantastic. This week's Cracking the Code clip comes to us from none other than, I forget his name, but he works at the Columbus Dispatch, and he wrote an article about parking at the new Cruise Stadium. And it was great. So I goes to his house and I says, "Human, can you speak into my crotch?" And there's a pocket recorder in my pocket. Please talk into it.
I promise that's a recorder.
That's a recorder. And I am happy to see you. And Drabsy has the following to say in 3, 2, 1.
Ready to walk. City and crew officials expect most soccer fans to leave their cars at existing parking facilities in the arena district and walk about 15 minutes from park-in, as far as a mile away, near the Greater Columbus Convention Center. Google Maps estimates that walk to be more like 20 minutes to the new 20,000-seat stadium. Malfray Stadium has about 5,000 parking spaces available at the state fairgrounds, with other parking available for overflow, a state spokeswoman said. The crew's new owners estimate that there are 12,200 parking spaces within a 15-minute walk of the new stadium site. West of Front Street in the Arena District, they estimate there are 10,700 spaces within a 12.5-minute walk. Hashtag YOLO swag 24/7 blaze. Let me smash.
First of all, I don't know what YOLO swag 24/7 blaze it means, but the writers of the Columbus Dispatch seem to be all about it. So this is I was interviewed for this article, and it's created some reaction. I know 610 WTVN came out of their geriatric coma to go, there are sports teams here? And a bunch of angry humans called up and be, I don't like sports. And here's why I'm upset about a stadium that I'll never go to. Drabs, your thoughts on this article from the Dispatch?
I mean, my first thought is that clearly the Dispatch is a garbage publication. Anybody who works for it should be ashamed. They should probably go throw themselves into traffic right now.
Jacob Myers is here. Sorry,
Am I supposed to chime in?
Yeah, no. We're running late on segment one.
I'm just throwing passive-aggressive shade your way. No, the Dispatch is fine. What occurs to me, they're fine. I subscribe to them, so I give them my money.
The Dispatch is fucking great. That's not what this is about.
Yeah.
What did you think of this exact article?
I thought this article, I felt the timing was problematic. We're in the middle of Black and Gold Week, where there are 50 million fantastic stories you could be writing right now. Our good friend Jacob over here has been beating the streets. And also
they say.
Glad where you.
That's what they say.
Where you were going with that.
Yeah, because there were multiple events today alone where you could write stories from, and somebody's
you could beat the streets in 100 different places.
This stadium that there are tentative plans for that they've altered within the past week. Yeah, we need to write about this stadium that's 2 years out and nothing is finalized yet, and have an angry headline about you're going to have to walk 5,000 miles to get to the stadium.
Oh my God! All the fat Midwesterners,
right? We have buses and scooters as long as you're not Ben.
The city's going to have to get over its car boner
Uber
someday.
And let's make this be a light rail thing. That's another argument for coming downtown. It didn't need to happen now. We can have the mad on the internet discussions about parking 6 months, a year and a half from now, once things are getting finalized.
I believe we call it intense internet rabbling.
Yeah.
All right, Dreps. Thank you very much. Sean Sitar, your thoughts on this article?
I thought it was irresponsibly written. I thought the headline was deceptive. I didn't actually think the article was really that bad, right? The article kind of goes on to disprove the headline.
It really does.
To be quite honest.
It really does.
Like,
you're going to have to walk a lot, but then here's 15,000 parking spaces right there.
Right, and the plans, they recently added additional parking structures in the plans.
Okay, and you're like, you're saying it to a city of people that walk from those same parking structures to the Jackets games, or walk from even fucking farther away to the Horseshoe.
Yes.
Like, come on, dude. Like, it came across like someone with an agenda.
Yeah, people. When I lived in Beachwald, Bob O'Shaughnessy, North Clintonville, if you will, people park up there for OSU games.
Yeah, and
it's
take the
fucking
bus
7
down.
miles from the stadium.
Yeah.
They take a bus.
If you drive on High Street on any game day or Buckeye game day Saturday, you see clumps of red people at bus stops all up and down.
Clumps of red people.
All up and down High Street.
Oh my God, that was
You know what I mean.
racist.
You know what I mean.
Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Benson. Okay, so my hot take on Twitter was this, and this is my exact feeling on this. Like, what are we even talking about? It is a district of existing arenas. How did 19,000 Columbus Blue Jackets fans get to the goddamn game on Sunday? Did all of them park at the convention center? What the fuck are we talking about? Parking at the convention
Which
center?
even that isn't far away.
Yeah, right.
Like that's literally just another block and a half, 2 blocks
it's
up.
Like 3-4 blocks. Like even if you did park at the convention center,
right?
You could fucking park at Moffrey for fuck's sake. Like it does.
And what do you bet there's going to be, say, shuttles that can get people from said parking
I
structures?
don't think
to the
it
stadium?
matters, dude. There's plenty of parking. It's the arena district. Like there's plenty of parking.
It's an area that was meant to be walked.
Yeah.
Like you're meant to park somewhere and then spend the day there or the evening there. At least you go to one of the games and then you go to the bars.
Exactly.
It's either before and after or whatever. Like you're meant to traverse the area on foot after you've parked at a single
Yes.
location.
It's everything that people bitch about Moffrey Stadium for not being. Is the ability to park somewhere, go to some restaurants, walk to the thing, have some, like a beautiful area to go to. Like everything people bitch about Crew Stadium for being that. The solution is, oh my God, a 12-minute walk. Like, and that's for people that are parking and going directly to the game, not to say tailgating or going to restaurants. So that's I think that it was like John said, it was a fine article. I think it disproved its own sensationalized headline.
That being said, if anybody wants to go out and buy that stupid triangle-shaped piece of land and turn that into a parking structure, I wouldn't be mad at you.
You try to get me to not fucking tailgate on that.
Yeah.
Like, you can write me as many tickets as you want. Yeah. Papa's got to get some bourbon inside of him. Got to get some bourbon inside of him. And now the studio audience knows.
And knowing is half the battle.
Say what again?
He's absolutely right.
Say what one more goddamn time.
Oh, my sweet Jesus. You know what? This first segment isn't running as long as I thought it is. We're only at 52 minutes.
I was going to say, we're right on time.
That's
he just
good
got
for
here early, unlike all of his predecessors.
That's right.
Who got here late.
It's good
or
for
didn't show up at all and called in on Skype instead.
Yeah, or who dodged us for a year and a half.
Adam Jardy, I hope that dog is better. His dog
I hope
was
that
sick.
dog is dead.
Oh, my God, John. How dare you? Man Balls of the Week, a reminder as always, is a combination of man of the match and game balls, which as a thing is too long as opposed to John's genitalia was actually very small. Darby Snarf, as we start with you, your 2 man balls of the week.
My first man ball of the week. It's going to go to John Zadar.
What the fucking
Darby?
This
Thank
guy,
you so much.
listen, what a true champ. Continues day in and day out to just keep the work of Save the Crew alive, even though we saved the team. He apparently didn't get the message because he keeps doing shit.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So I'd like to give
Keep
you a
being
man
threads
ball.
and Slack. All right, your second man ball.
But in the interest of fairness, Morgan,
go.
I don't think you've gotten enough credit.
Here we go.
With your greatness when it comes
Oh
to
my God,
predictions,
what a treat.
with
Here we
your
go.
just your humor and your poise
I
and your
can't wait
willingness
for
to
this.
speak into any fucking microphone anybody
Just
will
give
put
me
in
one
front
grabs.
of you. But instead, I don't think
Oh,
a man
you
ball is
son of a bitch.
sufficient. I have something else for you.
What the fuck is this? No, don't. Is this
He
a
has a
planned
thing.
He's reaching down, and he's pulling out a.
I got you a tiny waffle maker.
You motherfucker! I know.
It's a mini waffle maker.
You
4-inch
dirty bitch!
cooking
I just gave
surface.
away 2 fucking waffle makers
That's-
for Crimbus.
That's for you, my
You
friend.
piece of shit! I hate you. I hate that you've done this. You fucking spent money
It says
to make me
mini
miserable.
is mighty. Yeah.
That's fake news. Mini is not mighty. God damn it. Well, thank you, Darby, for being such an unrelenting pile of shit. Sean Zatar, your 2 man balls. Please
I'd like to
don't
give both
give me.
of them to Darby for that fucking joke right there.
Please, no more waffle makers.
I don't have any waffle makers.
I
but
can't.
they're
I
both-
just, at the Save the Crew leadership Christmas party, Pam and I each brought what? First of all,
weren't both of your white elephant gifts waffle
John
makers?
Zadar has coughed into the microphone.
Mid-season form, Sean. Yes, we brought 2 waffle makers, and it was blissful. We now only have. Well, now we have 2 again.
Now you have 2.
Fuck you, Drabs.
Scary-sized waffles.
My first man ball goes to Jonathan T-Bone Smith of 97.1 The Fan for putting together the Cup podcast. I loved every single second of it. John, you killed it with your artwork. Smitty murdered it with his content. It was great. My second man ball, related man ball, so like 2 connected balls, really, in one man pouch.
So you're giving away a ball sack.
Yeah, the sack of
You're
balls.
giving a sack, a man sack.
Man sack.
Yeah.
Man sack. Man's ball sack goes to Neil Sika for preserving the radio calls for just like fucking everything, basically. And like some of those games that we were at or that we watch national broadcasts for, you don't get to hear Neil and Dwight's call. And like the Cup or the Eastern Conference Finals in 2008 and the Cup final that year, like Neil and Dwight's calls are awesome. They're awesome. Like there's emotion in Dwight's voice when the final whistle is blown in the Eastern Conference Finals. That is just like, I cried. Like I was walking Gary and like I probably replayed it like 8 times. It was great. So shout out to Neil Sika for preserving the
So
the radio call.
Dwight brought the passion and the emotion and made you cry, but does not get a man ball.
He does not. Okay. I saw Dwight Burgess today at that event that we went to, and that he was dressed like a fan. I was like, "Who's that old man fan?" Oh, it's Dwight Burgess.
He was at the media day event that some of us went to after the first thing.
Yeah.
And he was of all the people that were asking the questions, he was the only one that knew how to operate the microphone. Everyone else held it way over here, and we're like, "I'd like to ask my question now."
They would make great Aces radio guests.
Yeah, that's all I could think. Even
sound
Cirque, who
you sound like Brent Miller
was like
right there,
harassed
Yeah.
by us when he was here, was also like a foot and a half away from the microphone.
Cirque, also not a great microphone
Come on,
speaker.
come
yeah.
on.
Anthony Precourt, the worst of all time. If you've enjoyed the shitlordery on segment 1, I've got some bad news for you. You have terrible taste in podcasts. We're coming back in just a minute with Jacob Myers of the Columbus Dispatch, my friends, my mapaches. You're listening to the trash but known as ACES Radio.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we blasting off into the ozone. The way we kick it in the dojo is local for show. Though we paving the road that's opposed to the dodo. Going over your head like a top hat. Stop that. I know you hear me spitting these hot raps. Now watch that beat, cause it's about to drop. The Rockets is the 09 jump off. Yeah, yo. Last name Pan, first name Peter. I know you see me playing and you want me to teach you, but I say elevated so that all God's creatures can hear me shout it out like my name is Aretha. Getting RESPECT. Fly by, see the looks on your faces. Cause I'm in full EFFECT. Jet setting on a daily basis. David F. Man, you don't stop. David, you won't stop. We came to rock it till the city takes off. Mr. Captain, yeah. I'm an ace pilot, yeah. I want to spin my wings and fly. To all my people in coach, yeah. And to my first class folks, yeah. We'll show you how to scrape the sky. As the curvature of the earth takes shape, fly fast forward like a videotape and no cape. Just follow my jet stream, proud in the clouds on the boom in your precinct. I'll have no trampoline, black box in the pocket of my jet jeans. Shine with the stars so bright, even NYC sees me. Get that.
Yeah, baby. Ignorant slugs, shitlords, celebrity fans, founders of Crew Union, and all you fools listening on your iPhones, welcome back. It is episode 110 of ACES Radio, the season 4 premiere edition. Sweet monkey balls, Drabs. I can't believe they continue to allow us to do this. Brought to you, as always, by Blood and Urine. My name is the continuing champion, Carol Seaver. Joined, as always, by Drabs and Sean Sitar. I still can't believe, I cannot fucking believe you got me a waffle maker.
Can you really not believe
that.
it? Believe that.
But like, okay, yeah, no, we bust each other's balls, but like that actively makes my life worse. You know how long I've been waiting to get rid of the fucking waffle makers?
I do.
What if I told you that you could just pack up tonight and walk out with that still sitting there?
But that
I
would
know
be,
where he
it's such
lives.
a waste.
If
Darby's
he
gonna
fights
wait
this-
until you leave, and
If
then
he fights it, it will be so much worse than if he just takes it.
Everyone hates you.
it's a bit rapey.
Yeah, Julie, you might want to make that in a drop. Ladies and gentlemen, it's segment 2 of Aces Radio. That can mean only one thing. We have a celebrity guest in our midst. Welcome to the program. First time new Columbus Crew beat writer for the Columbus Dispatch. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jacob Myers. Jacob.
Thank you.
Myers, welcome to Aces Radio.
Thank you. I am happy to be here. That's
All right.
not just me saying that.
Okay.
Because you don't know any better.
Yeah. I remind you, as always, you
Won't
talk
be in 30 minutes.
directly into the microphone. I asked you off the air, but I'll ask you again. Have you listened to this program? Do you know what you're getting yourself into?
No, for the record, no.
Okay. Fantastic. This is going to be great. Let's break this man, John.
I saw
break him.
I saw Arache at the media day event.
Yeah.
And I yelled at him as I was leaving. I said, "We're having the new blood on the show tonight. If you want to drop by." And he was like, "No. I'm throwing him in the deep end alone."
Arache is what we call Mike A. Race.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We didn't get any of the other reporters early on in their crew.
We got Erickson early-ish, early enough where I was shocked that he said yes. It was like, okay. Anyway,
Is this not like a decision that you have to run by a boss?
No, at this point, we're so closely affiliated with like Jardy and Erickson and
Yeah,
and
well now,
A-Race.
yes, but like,
Yeah.
I assumed that Erickson had to like get that clear.
How does Randy Ludlow feel about this podcast?
Randy Ludlow.
That I do not know. I mean, I didn't tell anyone I was
told
coming
no
on
one
it. Yeah,
strategically.
I thought, oh, okay, that's fine.
What about Jerry Ravish?
Now he's like,
How's Jerry
we're probably
Ravish
like,
doing?
he's probably like, oh shit, did I make a mistake?
Yeah.
A little bit. That kind of went through my head.
Objectively, yes.
I
Regardless
didn't
of
tell
permission.
anyone, but it sounds like I should have.
Erickson has said, I think, on this show that the first time he came on, we were in the back room, and he was sitting there listening to segment 1, and I said something about sweet fucking monkey balls or something, and he was like,
oh, God.
Oh, my God, I'm going to get fired for being associated with this.
I
Anyway.
can't guarantee I'll swear on it, but I'll fit into the
You don't
spirit
have
of the
to.
program.
You don't
be
have
the
to.
first.
Tell us how. Let's start you off with the same question we ask of all of our celebrity fans, and that is, how would crew fans know you?
How do they know me?
Yeah, this is where you say, "Oh, my name's Jacob Myers. I'm the new crew beat reporter."
Well, there you go.
You did literally already say all of those things about him.
How crew fans know you?
Well, I can introduce myself a little bit.
There you go.
Graduated from Ohio State last year. Covered Ohio State football and basketball. It's kind of how all student journalists start a little bit at OSU if they make it in. Was 2 years on the paper there, and that's where I kind of met Adam and Andrew and built up a relationship with the people at the Dispatch. And I didn't expect to be here this soon. And
Yeah, this quickly.
I have, long really have tried to get into soccer, and I think genuinely, now I've told you this as well, I don't know much about it, but I'm really giving an effort to try to know it, and I think that's what you guys and just fans in general probably appreciate.
Well, I think we learned as a fan base that it didn't matter if people knew. If we're like, who fucking cares? Like,
That seems to be the track record now.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
We
I don't think
trashed Jardy
or Erickson
so hard.
I think they were in very similar boats, and
they were.
Both of them knocked it.
Yeah.
way out of the park.
Jardy
So, like,
paid for it. Jardy got a lot of shit, and then Erickson didn't, and you haven't, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Not so far.
Yeah.
Don't go on Big Soccer because they
Don't
hate every Dispatch
go on Big
beat
Soccer.
writer ever. Yeah. Also, just don't go on Big Soccer.
I've been told already.
No, like this isn't a position where you need to know the X's and O's right off the bat because it's not really fully
Goodbye,
what you're
Shreks.
covering. So
No, you're absolutely right. I have been told, and it's been good for me too, watching the crew during training, seeing things that Caleb says, and then see them do that. That just helps me understand it a little more. And it's really that easy. I'm a visual learner. I think most people are.
Well, before we get in the meat and potatoes, what makes you, I did want to, since we kind of glossed over it on segment 1, you were down in Charleston.
Yes.
I have a couple questions for you about actual soccer shit, which we try to stay away from on this program. But I know, obviously we won the Carolina Challenge Cup. How did the crew to you look down there?
Their game against Cincinnati was incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's more Cincinnati's not good,
And they're not.
right. And there's, we
But
don't
we can
know how
still
good
be
the
good. and
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely. And I think you saw that not just, how much can you tell when it's 11 on 10? And so they had that in both scenarios against the Fire, against Cincinnati. But, their first 20 minutes, there wasn't a time that they had possession. It took 5 minutes before Cincinnati had possession of the ball.
Yeah.
They had so many chances. It was really, I think, Caleb Porter was very, very pleased with that type of performance. I don't think he was even expecting it.
I always think when it's like the argument is made. The argument is made about like the big college football programs, your Alabamas, your Ohio States. Like, oh, they won 63-0, but it was Kent State. Like, well, yeah, I mean, like Ohio State should beat the shit out of Kent State 63-0. Like, you can't say, whatever, they won 3-0 and they had 100% possession because Cincinnati
it's
sucks.
It's those same people who would be like, I can't believe they only won 10-0 if that's what the scoreline was.
They could have been up 5-0 in the first 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. What does Caleb Porter think of this team?
I think he really likes his team. One, it's not, and I think he'll admit this. It is fairly similar to the way Greg had the team. It's a 4-2-3-1, same scheme that Greg had. Almost this, I think 24 of the 29 roster players are ones returning. So, I mean, he knows he has a really solid core here. It's a lot to work with. I think that quote has been thrown around there. You can kind of jump to, you don't have to start with algebra. You can jump to trigonometry. He said that a couple times with this group. So I think he's just really pleased, and he almost knows there was more that this team just didn't accomplish for whatever reason, and he wants to take him to that level. So I think he knows he's got a good group.
Yeah, he's really setting the bar high, right?
He really is.
He's a bar that was already high to begin with. He's taking it and he's intentionally elevating it, which could really backfire if they don't at least meet the goals that they had hit before.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's encouraging and exciting, I think, to see him like saying that stuff out loud.
Yeah, I agree. First, okay, actually, let's. We're going to move past the soccer stuff. God, that was excruciating. So your name is Jacob.
Yes.
Are you one of those Jacobs that is very offended when someone calls you Jake?
No, most people call me Jacob. It's like really close family that calls me Jake, and even that catches me off guard.
Oh,
so
really?
I don't
about
really
Jakey
care.
Poo?
That I
Jakey
might
Poo?
stop you on.
I'll call you JP.
So
for
only
Jakey Poo.
Jake Stanky is Jakey Poo then.
Okay,
turns out.
that works.
Yeah.
That works.
Nobody calls him that but you.
So let's talk about you.
I'll take
Let's get into the deep, gooey core of your body. Let's talk
Let's do
about
it.
what makes you you. I'm interested in the not necessarily the weeness, but the you-ness. All right, I will take the weeness. I've said that 100 times. All right, but I'm interested in the you-ness right now. Where be you from?
I am right from here, Westerville, to be specific. Went to St. Charles Preparatory for high school. Not a 1%er like a lot of kids that go there. And thank you, I appreciate that.
Very good, very good.
But no, born and raised here. My mom has worked at the university before they built the RPAC, so it's been a while.
Wow, so you're a blue blood Columbus lad.
Yes.
Wow. Your mom even works. Your mom's a Buckeye through and through. She's paid by the university.
And was Frida the Falcon mascot at Bowling Green. I like throwing that in there. I think that's a fun fact.
Are you okay? That's crazy.
But no, more like, I've always loved sports. My thing was if I couldn't play it, I wanted to talk about it or write about it. So I'm just really fortunate enough to do that. And then, podcasts, music, movies, whatever. I'm very into pop culture stuff as well.
Well, that was going to be my next question. When did you know that you wanted to be an investigatory journalist? For those of you who aren't in this room right now, Jacob's not. He's not an athletic-looking man. He's very small, very not impressive. If you looked at him, you'd say, "Ew."
6'2", 160 pounds.
He looks a lot like me.
Yeah, he's like, it would take two of Jacob to be any one of us.
He's like a younger, better Morgan.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I can smell it. He looks like he's great with children.
We
younger
look like
and better when it comes to Morgan. That's redundant.
We could be the same age. People have said that before. They're like, "What are you? Is Jacob your age?" And I would say, "Oh, Pam, you dirty bitch." So, when did you know that you wanted to be a journalist, as opposed to like when did your dreams of playing professional sports die and your dreams of writing about professional sports start?
I would say it died when I knew that I would only play 1 year of varsity baseball. But more specifically, with being a journalist, it was. I'd say it was sophomore year at Ohio State. You were in her class the other day, Nicole Kraft. She mentors just about everybody.
She's a fucking legend.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
So It was really just her, and it's going to sound so cliche and dumb, but pointing out why writers do certain things. Like, I mean, why does an artist do certain things? I think that interests anyone in just about any medium it is. That was something that stuck out to me, and I really like telling stories. So I think it was sophomore year, and I hadn't even spent any time with the Lantern before I became assistant sports editor. I was a manager for 2 years with Ohio State men's basketball. So I had zero journalistic background before that.
Wow.
So really, I still feel like I'm brand new in the field, and I mean, to a degree, I definitely am. But learning along the way, and I love every minute of it.
So, I mean, it's interesting that you're kind of like self-admittedly new to this. The rawness of the Eunice is refreshing. I'll say that. And again, I don't want the weenus right now. Okay, I'll take it later. Let's get back into the Eunice. So, like you're what, like 22?
23.
23?
Is he even old enough to give you the weenus?
Fair point, John. Fair point. So you're 23 years old, and like you're working for Ohio's greatest home newspaper.
Yeah, it's surreal.
Like when you interviewed for this job, did you expect to get it? And when you got it, was it just like, wow, I'm so ahead of schedule? Talk to us about that.
I wasn't even looking for a job at the time. So I was with NCAA.com and Turner down in Atlanta, and it's a postgraduate internship, but it's a year long, so it felt a little more than an internship. So I really wasn't planning on looking until now, or even after their big event, which is March Madness, obviously. So yeah, I think I knew I had a good shot when I got a text from Adam Jardy, and he said, "Hey, there will be a job opening up. That's all I can say. It's not mine." So I figured it might have been Andrew, just because I didn't know who it might be. So then a few hours later, Andrew called me, said, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. Once you apply." So 3 weeks went by after I had applied and talked to him. Got a call from the dispatch and was here. Did an interview over the phone. Came back here over the holiday break and interviewed twice. And, fortunate enough to be here. I thought I had a good shot at it. And, yeah, just really, really happy.
That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, so real talk, you had a job at NCAA.com.
Right.
And you're like, March Madness is coming up, like one of the biggest sporting events in America. And you said, no thanks. Columbus Crew is clearly the greatest team the world has ever seen. I'm going to pass up March Madness because I need to cover this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you clearly made the right choice. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Was the goal to get back to Columbus to cover Columbus sports?
Well, that's a great point. Like, was there a struggle there? Like, obviously you wanted the job. You took the job.
There was a struggle a little bit last year before. A lot of people got internships after graduation or jobs after graduation before I got mine. And I was in Richmond, Virginia with the paper down there. So I really just have been fortunate at every step of the way. I've been in a good spot. But I wanted to get back to being a beat writer, whether that be, with something I've never done like MLS and Columbus Crew, or something I was familiar with college sports, whatever that was. I think I wanted to get back to covering a team.
What is it about being on a beat for a team that?
Yeah, I think it's the consistency in telling a season-long story. There's always this overarching thing, right? So like this year, it's a number of things. I think it's Caleb Porter, how he does his first year. What does this team do? One, this year is unique, right? Because I've talked to a lot of people, and they seem to not that they don't care what happens this year, but just the fact that there is a season is...
We're playing with house money.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, I mean, playing with those things with, okay, they, made it to an MLS Cup a few years ago, but haven't necessarily gotten close enough. Just dealing with those and trying to tell a story arc over time is what I really like. And to also take away the veil and reveal, hey, these people are, Columbus citizens and they are these amazing athletes. But I like to kind of reveal the stuff behind that as well. Whereas at NCAA.com, nothing against them at all. I think they're, I really, really enjoyed my time there. it was not exactly beat reporting, which I really liked, and I think I need to step away from it to kind of realize that.
There's a broad brush there where this is fine detail work.
Absolutely.
So you're from Columbus, you obviously grew up a sports fan. I've talked to you off the air about your history, like going to Crew games. You're friends with, I believe, Mark McCullers' son.
Yes.
Growing up.
Yeah. I can't remember where we met or how we met, but had played baseball with him from, as early as like age 8, and then we went to high school together.
Yeah.
Then he went to Ohio State too. So yeah, have gone through that way. My mom's always been pretty connected to the scene because she works at Ohio State. So I had always gone to games, never a season ticket holder,
right?
But certainly was around.
So what was it like from your perspective being outside of Columbus to observe the pre-court, Save the Crew whole episode, year and a half long, dumpster fire from their perspective and grand success from the city of Columbus perspective? What was it like to be kind of disconnected but paying attention to it and then coming into it?
I think from the onset, from Grant Wall's tweet, it was, well, they're done, like they're screwed, like they're going.
Right.
I was never super attached to the club, so I didn't have a real visceral reaction to it like a lot of people did. But over time,
Me neither.
I think, yeah, you guys either?
Yeah, we weren't that upset about it.
What are the Crew again?
But over time, and I have heard Andrew say this too, I was slightly paying attention to it from afar, more or less what you guys were doing, what the Columbus Partnership was doing, what Mayor, City Council, Zach Klein, all those players were doing. And I think as more people got along, I began to realize a little bit, like, hold on a second, this isn't as clear, cut and dry. And then there was that kind of 2-month period where things were really quiet, and that's when I think the wheels started turning a little bit and made it more real. So I think it became more real when it just, like, really went away from the public side. Not that you guys didn't do anything. I'm sure you were running with your heads cut off. But not having it in the public side, I think, took it as they're just a fabric of the community and not they're gone.
Yeah. I remember talking to people that Crew fans that were like outside of Columbus, and just I've always felt for them. Not to say that this was your position, but it always fascinated me. An outsider's perspective, be it a Crew fan or not, to the Save the Crew movement outside of 270, like the powerlessness you must feel if you're a Crew fan or just a Columbus sports fan, and not being able to be here must have just been overwhelming. I think you have a unique take because you're a journalist and you write about this shit, so it's very interesting. Now I want to get to. This has all been fun. We've been having some grand times in this segment. My God, let's get down, John. First of all,
you don't ever have a good time in
would
the
you like a
podcast,
waffle?
Can I leave you?
Would you like a waffle?
Explain
would you make
Are
waffles?
you going
I
to make
would-
them right now?
I would love if you would make some waffles right now. Go get some spent grain from
No.
the back of the brewery.
No.
Make us some fucking waffles.
No, there's glass in it. Mark Sharp is trying to kill the rhinoceroses tonight. So how quickly after you took the job at the Columbus Dispatch and it was announced on Twitter, did you start hearing about roast beef sandwiches?
Is there time less than milliseconds? It was really that quickly.
And what did you think? Like
the smallest non-zero
How long
number.
did it take you to understand what the fuck we were all talking about?
Weeks. Like, at least 1 week.
How was your first call not to Andrew and being like, what the hell is this?
I can't remember. I'll have to look after this, but I know I texted him or other people texted me about the sandwiches. And my answer was, I am too afraid to answer because I don't want to say something wrong and start on a bad foot.
It's the weirdest fucking thing. Imagine being a journalist and like, I don't know, I'm sure every fan base has their own like stupid thing, or maybe like, oh, Philadelphia Eagles fans are horrible and Michigan fans are, like they have webbed feet and very low IQ. But like, the Crew fans talk to their beat writer a lot about roast beef sandwiches. That's just mind-numbingly dumb.
Yeah. Like how many? So you have a speakeasy tomorrow, right?
Correct, yes.
So how many of the questions that were submitted were roast beef related this week?
Well,
or just
let's
related to us.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, we had
Are you keeping track? Do you have like a spreadsheet of roast beef to not roast beef?
I do not, but the first 3, the last time I went out for questions, were about roast beef sandwiches, if not the first 10.
Oh, that fucking slays me. That slays me right in the good place.
So we have none this time.
Wait,
more
sure?
soccer
Come
stuff.
on, crew fans. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You get your shit together, Andy Stanky.
Maybe there needs to be a new thing.
Come on, Slaughter
Okay,
Max.
but what kind of bullshit-ass questions are you getting if they're not roast beef related? Because there has to be some garbage questions.
Yeah,
there.
which ones are you seeing?
There's quite a few about the TV deal.
That's not a garbage question.
Let's see. There's a question about if Joe Flacco's elite.
Garbage question.
Yeah, just more about the
I
TV
expect
deal.
better out of Chris
Yeah, we're gonna
Houck
have to
than
work on
this.
this.
I expect better, Chris Houck. You get your shit together. Okay, so what, do you have a preference on lunch food?
This is so funny, and I should have brought it right before. I was rushing here thinking, because you said 7,
Yeah.
and you guys went late, so I kind of blame you for that.
That's
what you should.
That's fine.
Well,
Why'd you tell him 7? Like, the second
We
part
have never
only
gotten to it
starts
yet
at like
by 7
7:30.
o'clock.
Well, I like for the guests to get here and kind of see a little bit of segment 1 in case they don't listen to ACES Radio. They know like a little bit about
So you
like
could
what our whole
leave
thing
during
is.
the break?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
that's probably good because I'm normally late to everything. So the more you tell me,
Yeah.
like a 15-minute, like if you're going at 7:15, tell me 7. I'll
Yeah.
show up at 7:10, and
There
we're
you
all
go.
good there.
Beauty.
But I had a Firehouse sub that I should have brought, and now it's just kind of sitting on my counter because I didn't have time to eat it before I left here.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm sure.
I
It's
thought
gonna
that would
great
be a
when
really
you get
good
home.
joke. Yeah.
You know, it's great microwaved Firehouse subs.
Did you get mayonnaise on it? Because that has great shelf life.
Did get mayonnaise on
Obviously,
that.
the question that isn't being asked right now that everyone's wondering is what kind of sandwich was it?
It was a club sandwich.
Which is made with roast beef!
I don't know if this had roast
Club
beef.
sandwiches
I'm
don't have roast beef on them.
Normally,
No, they
yeah,
don't.
It normally has either ham or bacon. I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
No,
It's a
I thought
bacon.
it's always roast beef or bacon, and always ham and turkey.
A club
Yeah.
I thought a club sandwich
Club-
was turkey and bacon.
Mark, get on your phone and check this shit
Doesn't
out.
have roast beef on it, though, so...
Well, I can order
All
it with
3?
roast beef next time.
Mark Sharp
can
says
customize it.
turkey and ham and roast beef are all required
ham.
characteristics.
Yeah, ham, that's what it is.
See,
or roast
you
beef!
can have like a turkey bacon club that's turkey and bacon.
No.
John, get on the
A
fax
club
machine.
sandwich is a sandwich with sliced cooked poultry and bacon, and then lettuce, tomato, mayo.
So poultry.
I've
and
worked
bacon.
in restaurants too long. I know what a fucking club sandwich is.
And roast beef. Did you say the roast beef part?
No.
Oh, you didn't read that part of the
He's
sentence?
a turkeyman.
You're a turkey boy?
I'd say more ham than turkey.
Oh.
Is it turkey?
He's a big
No, it's a pig.
Christmas
No.
ham over the Thanksgiving turkey.
Wonderful.
Oh, how
man.
dare you!
But
I
the
don't like
size
this
is
guy.
why Thanksgiving is better than Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is better than Christmas.
Look, I'm not trying
Yeah.
to dig myself into a hole here, so I'm just trying to sweeten
He's just
whatever
saying
take that you
everything's
disagree with me on.
delicious.
There's no delicious food that I dislike, man, sir.
He's dodging so that we don't associate a particular food with him.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
He's like, I like pasta and also seafood.
Well,
Yeah.
who was it today? Is it Keith Nass? Is it Nass?
Not sure.
It's Keith Nass.
Yeah, we're not sure about that.
Nasty.
He so you guys all got salmon and really good lunches today at that event, whereas
We did.
I was sitting in the
Blessed.
corner by the soundboard,
Oh.
not getting anything.
They didn't
Not
feed you?
taking-
What the...
He's
So-
a journalist. He has integrity.
Well, Emily,
We did talk
last,
about
I
that.
wasn't even offered to
last time
turn it
we
down for integrity.
I think they fed like Emily Bench from the Business First.
Well, she has a table and they kind of do
Yeah,
that
they
event.
They like
So it's a little
sponsored.
different.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, she got fed at the Columbus Foundation lunch too.
Yeah. Yeah, Keith and I went over to talk to Jacob at the lunch because he was just sort of wandering around at the end with his
Dude,
notebook.
there was literally
like,
an empty seat
looking
next to
for
me.
somebody to interview, I think. Like, you looked a little sad and lost. You were like, I kind of want somebody to talk to, but they're
Oh, I was
all
just
leaving.
waiting for a few people.
He was waiting for people more important than you and Keith.
Yeah. Oh, I was bringing nothing to the table. Don't get me wrong.
He saw you guys and he was
But-
like, oh, shit.
Also, props for
I did have
having...
a place to go, so I was like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he had to
but-
go to the next crew event. But he was carrying around the old school notebook, so clearly Arache
I
has
should have
been
brought it.
mentoring him.
It's
Yeah.
very cool. It
Yeah,
has
he's
my
using
initials on it. It's leather.
Fucking pen
It's
and
very
paper.
nice.
Oh.
I mean, this is a legit journalist right here.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It was nothing like that, penis breath.
Moving on. Let's get your predictions for 2019 on
Let's
the
do
record. Your season predictions for Cruisers FC. It can be where we make it in the playoffs. Do we make the playoffs?
I think
Back to you.
the Crew will make the playoffs. The question is obviously, and it's an impossible one to answer, how do they do in July when Zach leaves, if Will leaves? So I'll say they make the playoffs, win at least one round, and then maybe get knocked out there.
All right.
I do think they can surprise some teams. I think I had a tweet that the pressing that Caleb Porter likes to do will create a lot of chances and will be really exciting to watch.
It will destroy Federico Higuain's knees.
He will die. He's some rotation at the 10 spot. I bet you see a lot more Sosa this year.
He's a workhorse, though. I mean,
yeah,
it will be used a lot. I know Porter has said he's a top 5, number 10 in the league.
And he wears shorts when it's 20 degrees outside. So fuck you, Morgan.
Very much so, I'm Pipa.
I realized he sounds like Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
The
you killed my father.
The 2 o'clock thing today.
Perfecto
his
type.
interviews, I was like, oh yeah, you sound like Inigo Montoya. That's fantastic.
So I'll say playoffs, exit in the semifinals.
Ooh, I think that'd be a successful
That's
year.
pretty good.
Same as last year.
Yeah. Second to last question.
So they either avoid the knockout or they make it through. That's nice.
Then we're going to get you out of here. How can Crew fans follow you?
They can follow me on Twitter at Jacob_Myers. That's without the E in front, MYERS. Don't mess that up. _25.
Without the E in front. What does
Yeah,
that
like
mean?
lots of people
M-E-Y?
spell Myers MEY.
Yeah, like
Do
Stephanie
they?
Myers.
Yeah, like the fucking national chain store.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's a J, too. That's just
Oh,
totally
it is,
messed
isn't
up.
it? Yeah, it is.
Are
But
you
you
related?
have 2 underscores in your handle. That's the important thing.
Because one didn't do the trick.
Where-
Jacob
Oh, there's-
_Myers 25 was taken.
There's 2 underscores
Wow.
between
But
Jacob
you're not,
and Myers? Or
You're not
what?
25 years old, so where does the 25 come from?
Well, let's see.
This is
I created it when I was a sophomore in high school. So
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so 2 years ago.
So all the names were taken.
My favorite baseball player
Still
was
older
Derek
than
Lee. He
Dakota.
was number 25.
Roasted.
Derek Lee for
Yeah.
Toronto?
No, it was the Chicago Cubs then. They're my MLB team.
Oh, okay. I don't know about baseball very much. I'm a basketball man. You know that.
You don't know anything past
It's
the
just too recent
97
baseball.
Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
That's what you don't know.
He's been retired for like 6 years.
Well, I don't know. He's an old man.
Shut your child mouth, Jacob. Last question, and we did not prep you on this, so you're going to have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, but just go with it.
Okay.
How can user AGS attack be stopped?
That's actually not on there, Morgan.
It's not. I forgot to do it. Preseason for him, John.
It can't.
Once again, his pro.
It can't.
I like it. Yeah.
It cannot.
All right, now I need context to what I just answered.
Well, user AGS attack is a man who writes music and sends them to us. So, like, here's a.
He said he's got a new hot track ready.
Does he?
When I saw him at the party yesterday, he did. Yeah.
Like, if you didn't
He
know.
didn't, like, whip out his phone and play it for you on the spot.
I wouldn't have been able to hear
Like,
it,
if you
but
didn't
no,
know
that
anything
wouldn't
about
stop
the
him.
current
No, he's
players
back home in his professional recording studio.
on the roster, I would play you this song by AGS Attack.
My name is Will Trapp. I put Columbus on the map. I'm El Capitano.
Now you know about Will
the
Trapp.
Americano. My name is Federico Higuain.
There's Federico.
The ball I cause a scene. I'm the greatest player mama's ever seen. My name
This
is
guy
Del
created the song.
Vanessa. When I'm
Yes.
in
Yes.
thing, get
This is him singing it.
Yo, my
And
name
playing the
is
instrument.
Yes. He's like talented, but he chooses not to use those talents.
He's talented, but you never know it.
Like, if you wanted to talk to Anthony Precourt, here would be a song about that.
Yo, Anthony Precourt, yo, meet us at that beat-ups. If you got them balls, bitch, meet him at that beat-ups. Come and get it, yo. Coming to the beat-ups. Nothing bad will happen if you come to the beat-ups. Or motherfucking will it. It definitely won't be violence because I don't want to get sued. It could be rhetoric. Probably.
That's AGS Attack. How can he be stopped? It can't.
It can't. My answer stands.
That's maybe the best and most honest answer so far.
That's great.
If we're real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It.
It can't.
Go with your first instinct. It'll never let you down. Jacob Myers from the Columbus Dispatch. Follow him on Twitter, Jacob_Myers_25.
There you go.
Because of Derek Lee, who is an old baseball man.
That's kind of right.
Thank you for stopping by the program. If you've enjoyed segment 2 on ACES Radio, I've got some bad news for you. You have shit taste in entertainment, my friends. We're coming back on segment 3. Your hot takes, predictions for Cruisers FC versus Red Bulls, and more. My friends, my mapaches, you're listening to the trash pit known as ACES Radio.
Hot, sicker than your average. Down like goose and I'm fly like Maverick. With a savage attack in a mouth like a mash spitting fuego, homie. It ain't tricking if it's magic illusions. Indubitably juvenile. My crew can do it and we do it well. Rock around the clock all across the nation. Got a lot of sky miles and a reputation of making earthquakes every time we land. Cause stopping in an option or a part of the plan. Fools get to feeling while I'm running on jet fuel. Now pay close attention cause I'm ready to let you know what I'm all about, child. I got that style that you come to love. And I'ma stay fly till the day I die, spitting fresh to death from above. Get it, David F. Man, you don't stop. David, you don't stop. We came to rock it till the city takes off. Mr. Captain, yeah, I'm an ace pilot, yeah. I wanna spin my wings and fly to all the people in coach, yeah. To my first class folks, yeah. We'll show you how to scrape the sky.
Baby, ignorant sluts, shitlords, celebrity fans, and all you fools listening on your iPhones, welcome back. It is episode 110, the season premiere edition, here on season 4 of ACES Radio. My name is Carol Seaver, joined as always by the wetness and the old man. Welcome back. Hello to everyone on Periscope. I hope you're happy, Nate Beckman. I stopped recording to set that up. I know that you've been just a relentless pain in my dick.
Also, it's
long.
not your job to schedule guests, Nate. How dare you?
Is he trying to schedule a guest?
Yeah. But he's trying to schedule Cassandra, so, I mean...
Yeah, we can do
I
that.
told him, she's literally in the room right now. If she wants to be on the show, she can talk to us about it.
You know, here's a little treat. Here's a little treat, John, as they say in the industry, for the listeners on segment 3. I was approached at the season kickoff party by none other than Tim Miller of the Columbus Crew, trying to figure out when... like Caleb Porter and Tim Bezbachenko can get scheduled to come on ACES Radio.
Yeah, we talked about that before that day, though.
But we didn't talk about it on the show.
Well, that's because we haven't done a show since we learned of it.
That's what they say, John.
Yeah. I know multiple people that would like to be guests.
Well, first of all, why?
Like to be guests? That's...
Yeah. Well, people that I've talked to about being guests, and they said they were down.
So they're willing. Not that they would like to.
Well, I mean, no, they would like to. Yeah.
I think before
it's
the
not
second...
just like, do you want to do this? And they're like, sure. They say, yeah, that would be great.
Do they understand what this podcast is? I don't like being here.
Well, Darby, then you can leave. I do it all
Can
the
I?
time.
Sweet. All right.
Don't you remember? That's why you're here. Is because I got sick of this shit for like a few months.
That is true, yes. Can you fill in for John again? Jesus Christ.
That happened so much that you just like came every week, and now...
I was like, fine.
Yeah. So I would say like within the next like 2 to 3 home games, expect Tim Bezbachenko, the president of Columbus Crew SC, to be the official segment 2 guest on ACES Radio. What a fucking conundrum! Cassandra's right. My brain just exploded out of my side of my own face. Drabs, what if I told you there was a cure for the scourge?
How did she convey all of that without words?
She went.
You were like, oh.
Is what? There's a little bit of noise.
Okay.
John, what if I told you
blown.
there was a cure for the scourge that is you not being able to read body language as well as the continuing champion?
Well, she was out of my vision.
That's right, Sean. They say the only cure for the scourge that is not being as good as the continuing champion are hot takes.
Nothing is impossible. Make your dreams come true.
And now, an ACES Radio exclusive. The battle for the grand prize. Hot takes from the massive.
You're not going to stop there.
We got the grand prize.
Hot takes from Twitter.
He's heating up.
Hot takes from you.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't, Walter. Walter, you're a dead animal puppet, and you don't speak to me anymore in that tone. You shut your mouth when you speak to me, Walter. Darby, don't you fucking do it.
Ew, Darby, you look like
What's he doing?
I was opening my mouth as if I was going to say something just to fuck with Morgan.
Kyle the Possum, thank you for joining the program.
Like, now you can't get it back in there.
Yeah, his butt won't fit in the trophy.
No,
very
you
well.
put him face down.
No. Oh, you want him ass up, face down?
Morgan likes to be able to.
Morgan likes
see
ass
the-
up, face down.
See the whole.
It's good to know.
I really want John Zidar dead.
Relax, Glenn Tennis. Jesus Christ. We move now to the subreddit known as the Massive Lads, where I remind you, as always, these hot takes are organized automatically by their level of fiery fucking hotness.
Can we just skip this segment this week?
Please.
Look at me.
Yes,
my
God,
body
yes.
like instantly reacts to the word segment 3 with yawns.
Yeah, no. Having read these, I would really prefer if we just skip this.
Oh my God! I know that means there's some hot, juicy Darby trash in here.
No, really. Just play the outro. We'll call it good. Let's all go the fuck home.
I want to hear him.
No, you don't.
Oh, Jesus. Today's topmost of the popmost lads comes to us from none other than Ohio Quarter Horse Association.
God fucking damn it!
With 8 points.
Darby, maybe the strategy is to just lean into it.
I've tried both. I've leaned into it. Do you remember Shane Paulson made a fucking GIF when we were in New York and I licked my lips near that horse? That did not work out well for me at all.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Jacob Myers, you can hear him a lot better if you put your goddamn headphones on.
He's like, I don't want to.
Yeah. You made a mistake by staying for segment 3. From Ohio Quarter Horse Association with 8 points, quote, "Fuck you. Hello, Darby. Thank you for your repeated letters over the last few months. We have taken great interest in them as few people send us handwritten notes on parchment. However, please refrain from sending pictures of yourself in compromising situations while wearing a horse mask. Our mailroom intern would prefer to no longer view geriatric full frontal nudity. We will not share these pictures with the horses as requested. Also, our horses do not have cell phones, so we are unable to send you their phone numbers. Thank you for your fandom. Signed, the Ohio Quarter Horse Association," end quote. Drolby Scrinface, your thoughts?
The off season is my favorite part of the season.
I mean, I'm just glad that things still come out of my penis. It's not coughing dust every time.
Jesus Christ.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Moving on from user Kleb Porter with 4 points, quote, "Hello, crew fans. It's your new coach, Kay. I just led us to an undefeated preseason, Kay. We won the Carolina Challenge Cup, Columbus Crumb Cum Cup, Kay.
Ew.
We showed hell is real by pummeling Gary, Kay. We're going to win the whole fucking thing this year, Kay. Yours in Kay, Caleb Porter," end quote. Sean Sitar, your thoughts?
I'm really glad that we won the Robert Kraft Cum Cup or whatever it was.
Oh my fucking God.
No! Please!
There are 3 of them. Moving on from user Columbus Crew Eagle. We can actually skip some of these.
No. Now
if
that
you
we've
want,
started,
Darby,
we
could
either do
now
them
we
all
started.
or we do none of them.
Yeah.
From Columbus Crew Eagle with 5 points, quote, "Hello, Marigan. It is me, the Columbus Crew Eagle. You remember when we make love and Gary watch?"
Like the dog or the guy in the outfit?
Either one. Yeah.
"You give birth soon to son, Eagle. Please let me know when baby come. We need be family. Pam, go away." Marigan, please make Pam go away. She need grow up. If win grand prize, I come to season finale. End quote.
There's nothing like that, penis
Jacob Myers, 25, your thoughts?
He's like,
I don't even know what to think.
Yeah. I mean, that pretty much sums it. So, do you feel torn about this hot take at all? Because on the one hand, it's the Columbus Crew Eagle, but on the other hand, it makes some valid points about Pam.
Yeah, make Pam go away?
Yeah.
I'm very torn.
Yeah.
I'm very torn. What's your name, Darby? Yeah. Moving on. From user Gary the Winged Lion with 3 points, quote, "Coming into the new league, I figured I needed to be alpha male dominant from the get-go. I hoarded all 5 Union draft pick toys, tried to get the snake to remove the competition from the house, and have been hissing up a storm. My biggest error came from not marking my territory in urine, but by shitting all over MUSC Health Stadium this past week in Carolina. Crew Cat, I see the error of my ways and will gladly accept my role as the submissive in this relationship. My asshole is fully on display for you. Whenever." Signed, Gary the Winged Lion. End quote.
like Gary's also face down, ass up.
Sean Sitar, your thoughts?
That's how you like it, huh?
No.
You get nothing.
How
You lose.
how long until you
Good
just
day,
like
sir.
completely snap from the dog comparisons?
Yeah. How much have you been enjoying?
I felt like we were close yesterday
Yeah.
with that
You're-
tweet.
You nearly lost it on Twitter with the Gary and Bailey
I'm sick of
comments.
being alerted about a thing I fucking know. I
Yeah,
know that. I know
yeah.
that they named the things after my dogs. I fucking know that. Mark Sharp, what were you doing over there?
Did you also poop Gary the Lion out of your butt?
I did not.
He's not your child?
He's not my child. How fucking dare you? Moving on. From user Columbus Lad with 3 points, quote, "Welcome to Season 4, gents. Here's hoping Morgan can contain his arousal to my hot takes. It got a bit awkward last year. Here are a few things I'm thinking about this week. It's pretty cool that John Zadar saved the crew. Pedro Santos might improve this season. Is Morgan still unemployed? How much of his day does he spend picking up shoes and counting Pam's underwear? The last time I was this excited for a crew season was in 1996 when Darby's great-great-great-grandson was born. I put the chances of Austin FC actually happening at 40%. Gangster crew, baby. We'll get a homegrown contract in 2035. Caleb Porter might be a crazy person, but he's our crazy person. And Darby fucks horses without consent." End quote.
Darby's not even paying attention. He's queuing something up. He's queuing up an audio thing.
Columbus Lad.
What was that, James?
I really hard want to give it to Columbus Lad.
You son of a bitch.
Caleb Porter. Jacob Myers, your thoughts?
Again, why am I still here?
I don't know.
You can leave at any time.
Yeah,
You're just trying to avoid going home and eating that hot mayonnaise sandwich you've got waiting for you.
God. Isn't a hot mayonnaise sandwich what Robert Kraft was giving up?
There's no way I'm
Massage
eating
parlor.
that sandwich now. Thank you for ruining a great club sandwich.
Hey,
for
you
me.
left it out on the counter.
Thank you for ruining hot mayonnaise sandwiches for me forever.
That's pretty dang cool.
Moving on from user Crewman96 with 2 points, quote, "As a result of some serious renovations being done to the rest stop of Love, causing it to be closed, Josephie's mom has had to move her business. Word on the street is that she has set up shop at the Flying J Travel Center on I-71 and is offering a Save the Crew special. What's a Save the Crew special, you ask? This is where Josephie's mom performs a double dick jack-off on you and one of your buddies once you and your friend reach climax." She uses the white goo to paint a macaroni picture of Crew Cat.
Ew.
So come on down to Joseph's Travel Center of Love.
Cum talk tonight. God.
John, what are your thoughts?
Don't eat a hot mayonnaise sandwich from a Flying J, I guess.
He approaches the baby gangster.
Moving on from user Massive14 with 1 point, quote, "How much would it cost us in Tam, Gam, and Garber bucks to sponsor a steel cage match between Crew Cat and Gary?" End quote. Drolby Scrinface, your thoughts?
Like, do you think will the mascots travel to away games because they could totally get into it? I mean, it's a short trip, so
No,
I don't
they've
see why
never
you couldn't
done
bring
that.
the mascots.
Why not?
Yeah, why the hell not? Wouldn't that be potentially the most entertaining aspect of the game after we whip Cincinnati's ass?
Yeah.
Is just to have a mascot fight,
Like a Ohio Bobcat versus Brutus the Buckeye, end zone battle.
Yeah.
Do they host the mascot soccer game now on that at that home game, and it's Crew Cat's team versus whatever the fuck,
that would be
the
fantastic. Mascot
Gary's
soccer
team.
Yeah. Oh, I would actually pay for separate tickets to that mascot soccer.
I would not, so don't do that. Okay. Just charge Darby.
Moving on.
I'll
From
pay for
user
John to not be able to attend.
Setting the table with 1 point, quote, "Early in episode 109 from January, Drabs makes a reference to Circle J. Was Darby mistakenly confusing the Flying J Travel Centers the Haslam's own with the Circle K convenience store chain? Or was he referring to the next level after the DDJO? At his age, who can know for sure? Hashtag Josephie's Travel Center of Love. Hashtag Crewmageddon." End quote. Sean Sitar. Darby. Doesn't matter.
He was obviously referring to that new thing that I saw in the news with Circle J. What is this GQ article I just pulled up? Straight men are joining masturbation clubs. That's obviously what Darby was talking about.
Masturbation clubs?
Yeah, I saw this on Twitter earlier.
Oh yeah, you saw it on Twitter. That's definitely where you found
Mark
it.
texted the link to me, so that's weirder. Not that Mark.
Mark Sharp, president and CEO of Circle J Jackoff Club. He finishes in the spent grain bin.
Obviously, that's
Wait,
gotta be
what is a masturbation club?
I don't know. I didn't click. I clicked the link that
Oh,
Mark
you
sent
did.
me. Which
You know
no,
you
I
did.
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Which went. Look at the image though.
Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
It's
Wait, what?
It's like a butthole, but like a bunch of arms jacking off the thing next to him.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
You literally
the
hate
copy,
to see it.
The headline is why straight men are joining masturbation clubs, and then the text for the GQ tweet is, for some men, taking an act that's traditionally solitary and potentially shame-inducing, and instead turning it into a communal bonding experience can be powerfully freeing.
I'm going to go ahead and say there's a large gap between being ashamed of jerking off and sitting in a room with a bunch of other dudes and saying, this is a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's called being in a relationship with those people. At what point are you sister wives?
Maybe just
or
don't
whatever?
be ashamed of the fact that you jack off.
Well, I don't see how I don't see how
Also,
how does doing it in the presence of others make it less shameful?
Well,
You're at home in the dark, like, oh, how dare I? But
Yeah,
at the fucking
do you then-
Circle J
Do you
with
get
all the
on
lights
Twitter
on
and be like, listen, I just joined a circle jerk group, and this is the greatest thing ever, and I want to tell all of you about it.
Yeah. At no point, I'm not ashamed of masturbating. I'm not ashamed of my friends knowing that I jack off, but I don't want to do it with you.
You should be ashamed at the amount of eye contact you make with Gary when you do it.
Well, he's always looking at me.
So I went ahead and I clicked the link. And
here we go.
Yes. Oh, this is in your...
It's referencing someone named Brandon who conveniently didn't want to give his last name.
Are there cookies on this website?
I mean, do we just want me to read this entire article? Because it's a
cookies?
long
we don't want
one.
that.
No, keep going.
No.
There's only 13 hot takes.
I don't want to read this, but I got all I needed from the tweet.
Just
But
bookmark it and save it for later, John.
I'll send it to you.
The fuck on! From user Goldie46 with 0 points. Quote, true or false, Pedro's scoring is the equivalent to one of the horsemen, or Darbymen if you prefer, of the apocalypse appearing. Another Darby having sex
When
with
they
horses
appear,
joke.
what do the horsemen do?
I mean, do better. I know it's preseason form for the comments, but
Who was that?
Goldie46.
Goldie46. Welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Moving on. From user Basketball
Keep
Emoji.
trying.
Also with a lot of 0 pointers tonight. Does it hurt that Zadar will never love Aces Radio as much as he loves the Cup? I mean, he provided masterpiece artwork for the Cup, and there's a high chance he's not even around by the time this thread is read. Will the next battle in the hashtag Crew SC podcast wars be Morgan attacking T-Bone in jealous rage? Stay tuned to find out this and more in Season 4 of Aces Radio, subject to rebranding and front office shilling powers need boosted. End quote.
Mr.
John Zadar, you respond.
It's quite simple. The Cup paid me.
So, yes, you
yeah.
like it better than this.
They paid me to do something fun.
Fantastic.
What's up with the downvote brigade, incidentally? Yeah, all these 0 pointers. Somebody needs a fucking hobby.
I blame my cousin.
Ain't nobody got time for this.
Moving on from user Tim
Is that what a
Bezbachenko.
0 means? Someone's downvoted it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because you start
'cause
off with
you
a default
start
of
with
1.
your
Essentially,
own, right?
your own upvote is your first vote. Yeah.
That's right. From user Tim Bezbachenko with 0 points. Quote, hey guys, happy to have you starting up again for Season 4. Hope you're excited about the new mini field at Eakin. I heard Morgan scored a goal in the Save the Crew team recently. Looking forward to seeing you guys show off your skills on the mini field. See you Saturday. Go Crew. End quote. Jacob Myers, your thoughts?
What do you want me to say?
Don't ask that.
He's made a huge mistake. John Zadar, your thoughts on me scoring the game-winning goal for the Save the Crew team last week?
Someone had to do it. I wasn't there.
What a treat. What a treat I am.
Do you guys have an adult league?
We do.
Would you like
I
to
mean,
play?
adult
young to
is a
play.
relative term there.
Morgan plays in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty good, too. So, tell everyone
Do you
know.
play the Massive Report team?
Master Report.
That wouldn't be a game. Oh, my
Or at
sweet
least,
Jesus.
I know Pat Murphy has a team.
Does he?
Yeah,
Pat Murphy?
I don't know what league.
You don't say that name on this program.
Oh, my.
Moving on
So
from
I think I
user
should've left.
Ron T, second to last hot take of the night, lads, with 0 points. Quote, we saved the crew and I was really looking forward to Christmas, but found out this morning my son is dating a girl named Morgan. So I'm kind of concerned about that, but I guess that's something I have to live with now. I would like to ask the panel for coping mechanisms to help me out with this, end quote.
Let me smash.
Drolby Scrinface, the coping mechanisms you would recommend are what?
I would say don't worry about it, because that girl named Morgan isn't going to score with your kid.
Can't believe you've done this. moving. The fuck on last hot take of the night from ACES Archives with 0 points. Quote, well, it's 2017, and as we all know, Donald Trump is our president. Many consider this to be an awful thing. However, if you're a mini tailgater or a proponent of Stank Lake conservation, it's great news. We heard Trump say for months that he'd drain the swamp, and let me tell you, he has. Right into Stank Lake. That's right, folks. Stank Lake is once again filled to the brim with enough blood, urine, feces, and a virtual hairy buffalo of other bodily fluids to last the whole 2017 Cruisers FC season. There is still a need for a little PFG twang, so make sure John gets down there to top it off. Speaking of presidential matters, it seems that the first lady of ACES Radio, Pam, celebrated a big birthday yesterday. There was a lot of concern for Melania and Barron Trump floating around the inauguration, and I think it's safe to say that ACES Radio listeners share an equal or greater level of concern for our first lady and son, Derek Hughes. Pam, if you're listening and you and Derek need help, burn 2 pizzas and use the smoke to signal us, and we'll come find you. The game is afoot, shitlords. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. End quote. John Zadar, your thoughts?
It's a good one to end on.
And timely, too, because Payne had another birthday here recently.
She's very old and yet has so much more growing up to do. That's the last hot take of the night, lads. We have blood points to give away. The first points of the 2019 season. Drolby Scrinface, the old man, everyone's favorite ancient ruin. We start with you. Your 2 blood points go to the following users, my friend.
I just closed the thread.
Those weren't even takes.
Right.
Those were hot takes, yeah.
Welcome.
Hot snakes.
Welcome, Jacob.
Let's go.
You now know my vein.
Caleb Porter. Like, I do appreciate the K thing.
Kleb.
That's good. Yeah, Caleb Porter. And Gary the Winged Lion. It's good that you early on established your submissiveness
That's right.
to Crew Cat. So, well done.
All right. Jacob Myers, your 2 blood points go to the following users, my friend.
You have to pick 2 of those posts that you think are worthy
He
of
probably wasn't
kudos.
keeping track of the names because I wasn't.
I wasn't keeping track of the names.
Did you
But,
find anything?
Do you remember
Just go with
things
what
about them?
Don't just
the
go
ones
with
that
what Darby said.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's what you did all of the first segment.
Well,
Oh, my God, roast him.
Oh, you hate to see it.
I'll defer to the host.
Oh, I'm the host.
There's
yes.
3 of us.
Yeah, no, I am the
Drabs?
host.
All right,
The
so
host.
Gary the Lion and
so
Caleb
they're
Porter.
both getting double points.
wow, wow, good for them. All right, Sean Zatar, your 2
I
blood
remain
points.
unimpressed. Y'all came with these hot takes like Cincinnati came with the Carolina Challenge Cup.
Oh, are you awarding no points?
Both of my points are going to the Columbus Eagle because I am intrigued by the fact that they claimed they would appear should they win.
That's a little bit pandering for votes, but I can respect it.
All right,
It's the only thing that deserved them.
My first blood point of the night goes to user Tim Bezbachenko for recognizing my skill in the adult pickup soccer league. He scored the game-winning goal. I've had enough of your shit, Pam. All right, I scored the game-winning goal. You get the fuck off my balls for 1 second, maybe? All right, Pam? I know you're in the car listening to this. I don't give you a choice. My second and final blood point goes to user Setting the Table. He's in mid-season form, and that is to say, very poor form, John. And that, as they say, is another hot take out thing. And
Hot take out thing?
It's a battle for grand prize or whatever.
And you already know, so let your head nod throughout the outro. Now as the curtains close and it's time to go in.
It's a very long outro, John.
Out like a manifesto, so let's make a toast to all the friends and fam, the folks involved since we started the jam, and to a world full of people who telling you what you can and can't do. Better recognize salty eyes ain't a thing, cause we realize that when we doing what we love, that's the grand prize.
Oh yeah, maybe. No, you can't, Kyle the possum. You get your animal butthole out of my face. You get that sweet white animal butthole out of my face. As
Showing
they say
submissiveness to you, Morgan.
in the industry.
As his daddy.
Back to you, Rolf.
Isn't that cool? Because I'm always working hard to get you special deals.
Fantastic.
I'm so
Your name
worried
is
every
Rolf
time that
now.
he's going to pass out. Take a breath, Ralph.
That guy hasn't breathed in like 6 months with all the jobs he has. Are you kidding?
Well,
he's a beast. I did submit
There's
him
nothing like that,
for
penis
the Massive Report trivia question. They said who was like Bart Logan's pick for MVP, and I said Ralph Shudell.
That's pretty damn cool.
I encourage everybody, in fact, to
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Spam Massive Report with their trivia question. Give them the most ridiculous
John,
answers
you can win 2 tickets to Cruisers FC.
Yeah,
opening
if you want to
match.
win tickets to the game. if you listen to a Columbus Crew podcast
So
but
if-
don't have tickets to the home
Right.
opener,
Yeah,
you can win
you're
tickets
that
to
into
it.
the crew that you listen to the Massive Report,
Yeah.
but you don't have the tickets yet.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing to yourself?
Roasted.
Let's go quickly through the last week's predictions. There was no game. Darby, you said nothing. John, you said nothing. Morgan Hughes, you said that was actually pretty close. Give a lot of credit to myself. In last place, tied for last place, Darby Schnarfus. Also tied for last place.
Let's work through it.
Sean
It's me.
Sitar.
Now he's going to say he's in the first.
The
the
guest.
first of the
What
last.
about the guest? What about
Salon
the
X.
guest? Yeah, okay.
And tied for first place, me.
That's right. Week 1, bitch. He's back. Guess who's back? Back again. It's me. It's me. I'm still here, and I'm in first place. Tied
So
for first.
loud.
That's right, John. You take that goddamn shit off.
Hold on, we'll do this good.
You take that shit off your head, John. You dirty bitch. Solomex. You pederast.
Morgan's in preseason form for his celebration clap. Needs a little work there, buddy.
Shit. Moving the fuck on. Cruisers FC taking on New York, New Jersey Metro Stars this weekend at Stadia Crew Rough Lads. Before we get into our thoughts and predictions and end this shithole of a podcast, we first go to Alex Thomas with a weather report in 3, 2, 1.
And now, an ACES radio exclusive.
We want it now!
The Weather Report with Uncle Sportsman himself,
If I wasn't Jamaican,
Alex Thomas.
then why would I wear this hat? It's gonna rain!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls alike, welcome back. It's another edition, another season of the Weather Report.
Alert. Alex
With
Thomas has entered the game.
Alex Thomas, welcome to the program.
Morgan.
What a fucking treat.
So good to be here.
Oh, what a treat it is to see you.
How you been, buddy?
You're a young pro. You're a top lad in your game today.
Yeah, got the corduroy pants.
Yeah, that's why you belong to the
Like
young
the
pros.
burnished shoes. Yeah.
You wear
So
boat
young.
shoes.
So professional.
Yeah, you're young, you're professional. Welcome back to the show. How do you feel? It's season 4 of Aces Radio.
It is. And a lot of people said this wasn't going to happen.
They said we wouldn't get here.
The demand was high, though.
We here now.
We here.
Yeah, we here now.
We up in this.
Yeah. How was your off season?
It was good, man. Just kind of chilling out. It was short, which I like.
Word.
You know, the deeper we get into the season, the less time we have to wait till we get to see him again.
That's right. Vape Nation, gripping it, ripping it.
Yeah, man. It's been pretty boring, though. There hasn't
Yeah.
been a lot going on.
Not a lot.
I was kind of ready to, see everybody again, you know?
How's Brunda?
She's good. She's in Vegas.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's putting money in the sports book.
She lives a fucking life, that
She
one.
does. I'll show you a couple texts later between she and I. You'll laugh.
Hashtag God bless Pam.
Yeah, she champions that cause.
So Cruisers FC playing this Saturday.
Yeah.
As of the recording of this episode, 3 days. So the weather forecast should be, semi-accurate.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about this year. If the rumors are true, and we're doing this on Wednesdays,
Yeah.
permanently for
True.
this season,
Maybe. See,
Buttlicker's got something. Or
Yeah.
I heard some rumors. I don't
fucking Jim.
Jim?
He's wanted to do arts on Thursdays.
Okay, that's cool.
My
Yeah,
name Tim Bezbachenko.
T-Baz.
Yeah, Bezbachenko. Jim.
It's going to make my job a little harder.
That's right.
It's going to just get less accurate. It won't be any harder. Just get less accurate.
Well, nobody's accused you of being... Okay, so what are we looking at weather-wise for this Saturday?
So I'm going to start at the beginning here for the people who are going to get out there really early.
All right.
The 9 a.m. guys, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The realest lads.
Yep.
9 a.m., it's going to feel like it's 31 degrees out, and the wind's going to be coming from the train tracks straight towards the mega tailgate.
Fuck. How much wind?
11 miles an hour. Not too bad. Not too bad. It'll gust to 13, 14. Here's the deal. Throughout the day, at game time,
Yeah.
the wind's going to be coming from lows towards the stadium. So
Okay.
we're going to be living in the shadow of with the wind shadow there, and it'll be nice.
Of course.
It's going to be warmer. It's 44 degrees, but it's going to feel like it's 40.
Yeah.
Not too bad, and no precipitation the whole day. We're going to be dry, which is I think the number one.
I've been
key.
seeing 40% chance of
No,
showers.
Don't believe the hype.
Wow.
All right.
So in other words...
It was nothing like that, penis
Exactly.
breath.
All right.
By the end of the game,
Yeah.
when we're all partying out in the lot,
Yeah.
7 o'clock with GCG bag, the
Sure.
wind's going to be coming out of the north. So from Nordeca towards the mega tailgate.
Okay.
So it shifts that much throughout the day.
Damn.
Wind's going to die down, and it'll be a nice evening. It'll feel like it's upper 30s.
Okay.
Not too bad. I was just hoping for no rain.
Why don't you give us what kind of clothing should one wear?
Layer up, just something to keep the wind off you, man. Not necessarily so warm. Just
I fucking hate wind.
I know that is the windiest spot in Columbus.
Yeah.
Has to be.
And you know what? The best thing of our new stadium is going to be less elements exposed to on your body.
Should be.
Of which wind is the biggest
well,
whore.
There's a whole microclimate thing. What the city itself, downtown itself, has its own climate within this climate. Same way Mafre does. I mean, that's a microclimate. It's completely barren. It's about 14 feet taller than everything else around it, so you're going to get all that wind. That should be cut way down there.
It has its own microclimate?
Yeah, of course.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's pretty dang cool.
Yeah, that's about all I got. I wanted to congratulate you on your what's looking like a really good season for you in the indoor game. Did I see you scored a goal the other
Alex, first of all, I just want to thank you for stopping by. What a treat. Yes. Yeah. The word on the street is correct, ladies and gentlemen. I
think we're seeing a Bo Jackson thing here.
really
Somebody that can do basketball and another sport.
What a treat
just
this guy.
tell you, man.
I can only imagine later when we're playing this during the, not that we're, because we record this live.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine Drolby Scrinface's face.
He's just going to acknowledge that that's a fact. I mean, and here's the thing. We probably don't have any man balls to give out yet.
Right.
But I'd like to preemptively give you one.
Oh, my God. Oh, what a treat. And I'd like to give one to you.
Thanks.
And then I'll still give 3 to Neil Sika later in the show.
I was working on some creams and stuff, some performance creams.
Oh, great.
It's called Ample Man.
Oh.
So I was thinking maybe we get some of that to Darbs to kind of beef it up a little bit.
Yeah. He needs some help in the performance area.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, another edition, another season with our good friend, the weatherman, Alex Thomas. Thank you for stopping by the program, my friend.
Smoke weed every day.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Thomas with a weather report. What a goddamn treat this guy is.
Speaking of someone who's showing his asshole to you.
Oh, lovely.
God.
Present it, and I'll go deep inside, and I'll learn about both of us at the same time.
Do you even know who Bo Jackson is?
Yeah, of course I do. He
from,
is now
from playing him on Tecmo. No, Tecmo was before your time.
Tecmo.
Jesus.
He's now the second greatest athlete of all time at Kyler Murray. Just, that's a hot take.
Okay, going to need you to go ahead and delete your account. That's fine. It's fine. Let's move on. Cruisers FC taking on the Red Bulls of New York and New Jersey, both of them, a.k.a. the Cabbies, if you're a fan of Cruisers FC from the olden times. We're going to go ahead and go around the Latin term for podcast host, which is panel, Drabs, and we're going to get our thoughts of this game. We go to you first, Drolby Scrinface.
Yeah, I think we touched on this a little bit earlier, but this is that time of year that you're maybe actually a little glad you're not playing CCL games because Red Bull are out doing stuff and doing a lot of traveling and whatnot, and we're fresh and relaxed from an amazing victory in the Carolina Challenge Cup. I think, if there's even a tiny upside to the Valenzuela situation, it's that it happened so early in the preseason that Waylon Francis is getting reps. He's getting reacclimated with the team and the system. I think you come in, it's a home game. There's a lot of emotion. I think we're going to have a good crowd. All of the pieces are in place for a really good
Huge
performance.
Disappointment.
There's going to be that preseason rust, but both teams are kind of on the same page there. I like our chances. I don't know what to look for yet necessarily because Porter's still implementing his system. I'm not sure how far we are in the process relative to where he wants to be, but we've already seen some good shit. So
yeah, always tough to diagnose a game or to predict a game rather when it's the first one of the year.
Right. We have no sample size to speak of here.
Nothing, literally nada. Hell, we started Hector Jimenez in a game within the last 3 times. So, we're doing nothing. We have nothing to show. Jacob Myers from the Columbus Dispatch, welcome back to the show. What a treat it is to have you here. Your thoughts on the upcoming game. What are you looking for?
I think I will most look for how they handle the pressure of the Red Bulls. Mostly, we haven't seen that at all, but it's similar enough in a way that the way the Crew and Porter like to play up front in the attacking third, but not specifically. And Porter was telling us a little bit about this. He more looks for bursts of pressuring the ball where the Red Bulls just kind of fly everywhere and try to get the ball in the attacking third. It'll be super interesting how they handle that because, the way he plays his fullbacks is similar to Greg, more up high. It's almost like they have, the fullbacks are midfielders, essentially the way he plays. But the center backs are going to be huge in this game, and I think you're going to tell that early and late as well in terms of if they're going to be tired, they need to still be crisp because, the Red Bulls are going to pressure a lot. So I think I'm going to look at that. I expect a lot of chances to be created, even if it's early. Like you said, the Red Bulls are currently playing in the Champions League. I think the Crew look really good right now. But this is a great first test, so I just think I really want to look to see not necessarily the attacking midfield. I'm confident that they're good enough this year, and I've seen enough from them to know what to expect. But out of the back, center backs, how are they going to build with that pressure? That's going to be the number one thing I'll look at.
All right, fantastic. Sean Sitar.
Yeah, I think the Red Bulls are obviously like one of the best teams in the league, right? We know that. They're coming into Saturday, I think, with a bit more preseason work under their belt. Tonight, they're actively playing the second leg of their Champions League game, like as we speak.
It's a home game for them, right?
What?
The second leg?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yes, they're home.
But they're already up
Currently
2-0 from the first leg, so is that what you've got open?
Yeah.
I wondered. But tonight is their 9th game already this year, which is considerably more than what we've played. So, and they're playing games that matter. So they're playing in
starters.
It's a different atmosphere. They're playing starters and they're playing to win. They're not playing to try things and see what works and stuff. They're playing to win. So they're going to have that little bit of competitive edge on us. But I think it's a great first test. I don't think it's not the kind of thing where if they lose, or if the Crew lose, I'm going to be panicking. But I think if the Crew win and they win handily, I think it's a really good sign, and I think I think this is just a really good gauge to kind of give us an idea of where the team is at.
Do you think we get full starters, or do they give us some backups in this game, given that it's not their home opener?
I would guess that we get full starters because I would imagine they're not playing full starters tonight, knowing that they already have a 2-0 competitive advantage, and it's at home, you said? Right?
Yeah, I haven't gotten a look at the lineup.
So they're up 2-0, and they're at home for this second leg. I would imagine they're playing a slightly weaker roster tonight, which would let them play the full starting lineup on Saturday. But that's just a guess.
All right. I'm not going to pretend to know what the hell to look for. It is the first game of the year. Red Bull playing in the Champions League, which we'll be playing in next year after we win U.S. Open Cup.
After we win the domestic treble.
That's right. Treble, as they say in America.
But not the Canadian treble.
No.
Nobody can
not
get that.
Our treble actually is hard to attain.
Yes. In Canada, there are 3 teams.
Yeah. You can play four. You play 4 games to win the Canadian Championship.
Yeah.
2 of those games might be against semi-pro or whatever you want to refer to it.
The Ottawa Rough Riders and the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Edmonton
Oilers.
Dong Wagglers. I don't know.
Dong Wagglers. They're. You know what, John? You talk shit about the Dong Wagglers, but they're strong this year.
I mean, I
All
respect
right?
just for getting their dongs out up there in Canada. It's cold.
Yeah. Listen, not everyone can wangle.
No.
All right?
Not in those temperatures.
Nor should they. I don't know. The only thing I'm thinking about, I have a mental block. This is going to be. No one expected this game to exist. No one expected this team to exist. This is going to be a massive kind of homecoming. It's going to be great. I can't fucking wait to be home again. I can't wait. It doesn't seem real yet. And I don't know why, but like in the last couple of days, I've been starting to get emotional about having the Crew been saved. So like, it took a minute, but I'm experiencing emotions against drafts. Let's go around the panel, which is Latin term for podcast hosts, get our predictions out of the way. Drolby Scrinface, we start with you. Your predictions for the match, my friend.
All right, I'm going Sunshine Brigade. I got Columbus scoring 2 goals. New Jersey Moo Cows only scoring 1 goal. Hashtag it's not that fucking cold. Hashtag buy a goddamn ticket.
All right.
Real talk, like, yes, it's going to be a little bit on the chilly side. Put on your long johns. Welcome to Ohio. Not the fuck up. Come to the game. It's going to be awesome.
Damn. Daddy Drabs just telling it like it is.
That's right.
What an impressive man. Jacob Myers, I don't know if you're allowed to, but can you predict a score?
Since we have a speakeasy tomorrow, I think I'll hold off on the score. However,
saving those juicy bits for the employer.
However,
okay.
Am I contractually obligated?
By us?
Probably.
Yes, you are. Go ahead and give a scoreline.
Yeah, the money we paid you is real.
If you don't give us a score right now, you will not be welcome back for at least 3 to 4 weeks.
I will say there will be scoring. There'll be plenty of scoring.
Oh God, we're gonna have
sounds
a
like my
0-0.
Friday night. Pam's out of town. Lovely. Sean Sitar, your prediction for the match, my friend.
I think that they're two very good teams, and like it's hard to know what to expect from this. But I think that the emotions for everyone that day, it's just going to be too special of a day. And I just think that those guys are going to feel that and going to be running at a level that is unprecedented. And so I think it's hard to not see a win Saturday, knowing everything that's going to be going on that day and what that day means to everyone in attendance and on the field. So I'm calling 2-1.
Nice.
Cruisers FC.
2 Columbus Crew SC, 1 the Jersey Slurps.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Jersey Slurps on Urban Dictionary.
Every
before.
can is 0.0 cups.
Oh my fucking God! How do they come back from it? They don't. Is the answer to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying it seems like there's going to be the eyes of MLS in some way is going to be on Columbus this week, not only from like an attendance perspective, but just like we are the team that shouldn't exist right now. And so I think that, and if you remember from all of the years leading up to this year, anytime there's like a huge opportunity to impress a home crowd, the Crew promptly shit the bed. And very little is
Here we
done.
go. I knew this was what he was going to do. I knew it.
Anti-Sunshine Brigade Morgan.
I'm
Here
saying
comes.
Cruisers FC 1. Why you fire Pecky? 1. And then I didn't. These are all the hashtags from last year. I don't remember fucking what any of them mean. I'm just going to read them. Hashtag Team Sierra Berhalter. Hashtag definitely only girls on the 3-4 man. Obviously, I know what that means. Hashtag feel the weenus deep inside of you.
Oh, you've been going to those masturbation clubs, haven't you?
Hashtag Rambo and Rambo Gooners because of Rambo. Hashtag 2 men who are comfortable with each other and let us go inside of ourselves with our weenus.
That's exactly the masturbation club. Are you the anonymous Brandon from the article?
I don't know. I feel like even if you go to the men's circle jerk club,
Hang on
there
a
shouldn't
second.
be
Hold
anybody
on.
inside
Hold on.
us.
One of
That's
Morgan's
a whole different
one
club.
of Morgan's like best friends who he spends a lot of time with is Jarvis, whose real name is Brandon.
I'll see you at Masturbation Club tomorrow.
I'll tell you what, John and I are going to go to best friends lunch. You guys
Yeah,
go to best
masturbation
friends masturbation club.
Jack off mid-morning meal. And lastly, of course, hashtag check on Darby, who is an elderly man and in danger of heat death. Even now.
Not on Saturday.
Even right now. You never know when heat death might strike. John, what's GCG Bag got going on this weekend?
I have no clue.
Is that right?
Maybe
Well, the
rumor is
GCG
they're
bag-
drinking at fucking dawn.
They're doing Christmas stuff, which last year included a tree and gifts. I know
Yeah.
they're doing that again.
Where's Christmas happening this year?
Everywhere.
Well, Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I think
That's
you'll
what I
probably go to Endeavor. We'll be here at some point. And,
Yeah.
4th Street and Hendocks and Ruby Tuesdays and probably Land Grant. Those are probably 5 safe places to go to hang out.
Yeah.
Where you'll find fellow Crew fans.
I know that.
Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anywhere? I don't think
know.
so.
I wasn't listening,
Oh,
but-
I guess Hendocks. I didn't say Hendocks, did I?
Hendocks,
Yeah, you did. You did.
Okay,
you,
well,
you
that-
got it. You're nailing it, dude.
The front office is sending some people out to locations. Depending on like where the crowd is biggest, the hottest lad from the front office will be there. So if you go to like I don't know whatever the least attended one, like Justin Merrim will probably be at that one. So
They're sending Justin Merrim to the GOAT in New Albany.
What? The GOAT is a fine establishment. Isn't the GOAT connected to like an apartment complex?
There's a bunch of goats.
There's like a few goats out there.
There's a goat downtown now.
Good.
It just stands at Columbus Commons.
Somebody's going to mow that grass. Drabs, does Save the Crew have any volunteer opportunities?
In going with Christmas Eve, if you go to any of the aforementioned locations that John aforementioned, you should bring a donated good. Go to the Save the Crew Twitter account. It has some details. We're doing drives for like good charitable shit. So bring like an item to donate, and
like a waffle maker, maybe.
No, definitely not a waffle maker.
No.
Let's see. I don't. Do you remember from?
It's going to the Van Buren shelter,
right? So like
and
probably like
Gladden
waffle
House.
enthusiasts.
I don't know. Look at our social
look
media.
at the Save the Crew.
There's a
social
thing
media
on there that says everything we would like you to give.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's a good opportunity to give back on Christmas
We'll be
Eve.
posting the links for the March Van Buren shelter shifts in the next day or so. So sign up for that, please. I think there's only one in March for some reason. I don't know. I'm just trying to get Joe to leave me alone.
Donations.
But
volunteers.
Yeah. Oh, and there's so that Save the Crew Spectrum thing is tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Check that out.
And Friday at 7 and Saturday at 3 and 7.
All of this hot information is available on the Save the Crew Twitter account. Like all of these things. At the end of every episode, we should just go look at our Twitter account. It fucking exists. Fantastic. On behalf of Benevolent Corporate Overlord sponsors Blood Urine Spit Salvia, Foot Golf Larry Turd, the Dead Rotten Corpse of Kevin Burns, my name is Carol Seaver. Thank you for joining us for the season kickoff party. And all Lord Gamo's people said...
My name's Robert Kraft, and I'd like a hand job.
Are you my granddaughter?
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Please have a party. Feed us drinks. Get us laid. Ow!
Dude, don't pretend like you're busy working or something, dude. You know you're in bed just watching PlayStation or something like that.
That's the word on the street.